Welcome, Pewter Report readers, viewers, and listeners to a brand new edition of the Pewter Game Day Show, brought to you by PewterReport.com. It is Bucs versus 49ers, a huge battle of the Bays in today's game that is taking place at Raymond James Stadium. And we're going to give the play-by-play reactions and analysis to all of it. I'm your host, Matt Matera, joined with me, my co-host of the Pewter Game Day Show, Daniel Morales. Daniel, how we doing, my man?
I'm doing good, man. Matt, how you doing? You doing all right?
I'm doing quite well. I'm pumped up for this game. The Bucs are going to get the football first as the Niners won the toss and elected to defer. But what do you want to see out of this game? What are the biggest storylines you're paying attention to?
Well, right now I want the Tampa Bay Buccaneers to start fast, but I'm scared of Christian McCaffrey as a receiving threat. And I hope Savante Dennis or Alontae David are ready, and especially Savante Dennis in space to attack Christian McCaffrey, make sure he goes down, minimize his impact, and here we go, Matt.
Shaggy says, Matt, what day is it? It's game day, baby! And the Bucs, it looked like they had a good start. Sean Tucker got it to around the 35, but there is a holding penalty on Tampa Bay. Therefore, it will be null and void. But we are going to see Baker Mayfield and company take the field.
No Mike Evans, no Chris Godwin Jr. this week. Emeka Buka. He has to be the wide receiver one. I think that's something he's basically been doing for the past few weeks. He's fourth in receiving yards also in the NFL, so that's pretty cool. It's behind Puka Nacua, Jackson Smith, and Jigba, and also Justin Jefferson, some elite company to be behind.
Q's44 says, hi, Maddie and Daniel. Diesel Roche says, let's get it. Yeah, we will be very interactive with everybody in the comments throughout.
Yes.
As the Bucs start, they go play action. Baker looking for Emeka Buka, finds him for about an 8-yard gain. So obviously everyone knows they're going to have to get Emeka Buka the football to be successful today. The 49ers know that, but right out of the gate, Baker to Emeka. Yeah, Bucs, this will be their 4th year in a row playing the 49ers. They have yet to defeat them. They run it with Rachaad White on second down. He gets just enough, a little bit more than just enough for the first down, about a 4 or 5 yard run. So 2 plays, already a first down for Tampa Bay.
And of course, both of these teams extremely banged up. The 49ers had surprisingly more players on the injury report than the Buccaneers did. They had 17 players coming into this week, and the Buccaneers had 11. I mean, these are two. I think injuries and blocked punts and block kicks, these are the themes, the patterns we've seen around the NFL.
Yeah, it's one of the rare times the Bucs are the less of the banged-up teams.
Yeah, but both these teams continue to find ways to win.
It's a screen pass to Rachaad White. It looks like the pass by Baker got tipped, so it's actually going to go for a loss of yards on the play. Upton Stout involved along with Fred Warner. Yeah, I mean, he just went right through Luke Hackard. And Williams tipped it as well. That kind of slowed down the play.
Yeah, they don't have much star power on offense or defense, but Fred Warner, I mean, Baker Mayfield, Josh Gazar talked about it. You have to know where he is at every single single play. And there he is, right away, making an impact for the 49ers.
Baker surveying the field. He's going to step up in the pocket, is able to escape because that's what Baker does. Fires down the field, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Shepard. It's Green with the pass breakup. It'll be 3rd and 12 for Tampa Bay. Rolf says nearly picked. Bucs fan wants to know, though, how's that not pass interference?
Yeah, real tight coverage there. And he has his arm wrapped around Shepard. No call there. 3rd and 12.
12:47 to go in the first quarter. And stoppage of play. Looks like a false start on Tampa Bay. Kate Otten.
They're like third and long. Let's make this third and even longer, right?
Scotty J said 3rd and 12, just the way we like it. I mean, they balled out on 3rd and 15s last week against Seattle, but I don't know
the position you want to be in, yeah.
Against San Fran. Baker has time to throw, fires down the field. It's caught by Shepard. It looks like he's going to be a yard short. They're saying it's completed. It'll make it 4th and about 1 or 2. We'll see if the Bucs stay aggressive here. Yep, both feet are in. Possession of the ball. They're going to punt it on 4th and 1. I would prefer for them to be aggressive. Got to trust the offense. Play clock's going down too. Good protection by Tampa Bay. Calls for a fair catch, and San Fran will start at the 15.
Here comes Mac Jones, and just like Brock Purdy, he's banged up too. He's going to wear a brace on his left knee. He was limited all week in practice. I mean, the two very banged up teams.
Yeah.
Good teams that find ways to win games.
And I'm hoping that now that Jamel Dean is back, I know you're missing Zion McCollum, but I'm hoping that we'll see a little more aggressiveness from Todd Bowles, as Chase Rick says. Can the defense stop a nosebleed today? They're going to have to be able to pressure Mac Jones because he cannot move that much based on, the injuries that you were just talking about.
And it felt like last week the pass rush was just invisible. There's no pressure on Sam Darnold, and he just teared apart that defense until he made a mistake at the very end, of course, with that interception by Levante David. But I know Larry Foote wants these two guys to step up, right? Hassan Reddick and Yaya Diaby. They need to show up today. They need to deliver. I mean, so far, it's felt like there's no difference. If you were to take those two guys out of the game and put Anthony Nelson and Chris Braswell in there, I don't think we'll notice, right? Because there's been no pressure, no consistent pressure on the quarterback. That has to change, and hopefully that changes here today.
I completely agree with you. There's been nothing from the outside where, a lot of people are asking now, are the Bucs going to make a trade for an edge rusher, whether it's a, big-time trade like Max Crosby or even just someone else to throw into the mix. I think this game and next week on Monday against the Lions will really dictate, what they want to do. Of course, the Saints, too. They have that game right before the bye, and the Saints are a scrappy group. I was watching a little bit of their game today against the Patriots. They're not good, but they legitimately hang tough. So,
and just division games, it doesn't matter what their record is. I mean, those games are always tough.
Yeah. Hezo 813 says, "What a waste of a great catch by Shepard to not go for it." I agree. We have a 49ers fan in the chat as well. Boyett says, "Both of our teams need a pass rusher."
Yeah, that's a report that came out recently. They're in the market for a pass rusher. They're seeing great options out there. Might go to Cincinnati and see about their top pass rusher. But, I mean, if you're going to trade for one of the top guys like Trey Hendrickson, there's going to be a hefty price tag. And Jason Light, he loves his draft picks. He's going to be willing to give up, significant value, significant capital.
Yeah.
I really don't know.
mean, I think it all depends on if Light believes that this is legitimately a Super Bowl team.
We saw that, leading up to the Super Bowl in 2020, If he feels like, we'll see closer to a trade deadline where these two teams are standing, but more specifically the Buccaneers. All right, here we go.
49ers started with a pitch to Christian McCaffrey. Bucs do a pretty good job of limiting it for about 3 or 4 yards, but it's more McCaffrey in the passing game.
Yep.
I think the Bucs have to worry about more than him as a runner.
Yeah, he's coming into his game with a 3.1 yard carry average, which is the lowest in his career. And his yard per reception average is 9.9, the highest in his career. I mean, he's gotten 25.74% of the target share. I mean, a whole quarter of the passes being thrown by Brock Purdy or Mac Jones is being targeted towards McCaffrey. Sometimes they even put him out there in the slot. So he's going to be a problem mostly as a receiver, I believe, today.
Mac Jones steps up and scrambles for a little bit, not for a first down. He'll make a 3rd and short. Logan Hall in pursuit. Yeah, what a crazy game it was for San Fran against the Rams that Thursday game.
Yeah, you see right there, they've been really
Oh, it's a pick! It's a pick!
Oh.
Take it to the house. Get up, Kindle Vildor. Go! What are you doing? Oh, man. I mean, great play. Kindle Vildor on the interception should have been taken to the house, but couldn't find his footing. But a fantastic play by Tampa Bay's defense early in the game. I think he was just shocked that he picked the ball. I mean, that's a walk-in touchdown. But I mean, obviously the Bucs have great field position. Wow, who had Kindle Vildor on the bingo card for an interception today?
That pass intended Christian McCaffrey, who we were just talking about. No Zy McCollum, no Benjamin Morrison. I guess no problem, right, with Kindle Vildor getting that interception.
Bucs have prime real estate, though.
Yep.
They'll run it with Rachaad White on first down. White gets about all 10 yards for the first down. It'll be first and goal, Tampa Bay.
Yeah, there we go. You're a little bit ahead, but I see the first down run right here. I mean, the Eagles did 4 straight tush pushes, if you saw that game against the Giants.
Yeah.
I want to see, like I talked about before, having Desmond Watson and Vita Vea in the backfield. That would be insane, I believe. That freight train coming through.
Kyle Dugan says, looking like Patriots Mac Jones on that pass. All right, first and goal for Tampa Bay. Rachaad White into the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. The Bucs take an early 6-0 lead. Winning the turnover battle is so important, and the Bucs capitalize right away on that.
No Bucky Irving, no problem, right? Todd Bowles talked about they don't have a RB1 or RB2. They have an RB1A with Bucky and RB1B with Rachaad White. The Seattle Seahawks defense last week, they allowed 0 rushing touchdowns coming in. He had 2, right? And then he starts off the game right now with 1 as well here, 3 in the last 2 weeks. I mean, he's in a contract year. Who knows if the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to re-sign him? But, I mean, he's been playing pretty good so far this year. I like what I'm seeing.
Yeah, I mean, anytime they're up at the goal line, you feel confident with them being able to punch it in with Rachaad White. Let's see. We'll get to some comments. Mike Honcho says, we need to re-sign this man.
We were just talking about that, yep.
King Reckless says, oh, my God, our time, we need more turnovers and pass rush. Well, they're off to a good start. Yeah. Rolf Steinbauer Sports says defense, complimenting the pick by Kindle Vildor. King Cook says nice pick defense.
I like the Geist 85 comment here. So if we shut down McCaffrey, we win. I mean, I think so. I know George Kittle out there, yeah.
Scotty J says I'm 5 seconds behind you guys on the feed. Dadgummit. So just pause us and then sync it up with when you're able to watch. But appreciate you watching. Yeah, that's what you're talking about with Geist 85.
Yeah.
Pat W says, go Bucs. Geist 85 says, Vildor, tie your shoes.
He was surprised, or he was shocked he got the interception.
Stan Glassman says, so crazy that Vildor couldn't get on his feet. Great pressure caused that pick. Yeah, Hassan Reddick went in untouched, and it forced a quick throw from Mac Jones. It looked like there was some miscommunication because obviously the receiver that Jones was looking for went deep down the field. AJ Constance says Buckeyes #1 in college football, Bucs #1 in the NFC. Yeah, that'd be a dream weekend for you.
And the Eagles coming off back-to-back losses, I think if the Buccaneers win here, I think they're the hottest team for sure in the NFC.
Oh, no doubt about it. Especially like Seattle had a bounce back win today against the Jaguars. So, that helps their ranking as well. John P says, would so much rather listen to the PR boys call the game than the actual broadcast. We appreciate that.
Thank you, John.
But we're PR men, but thank you. No, thank you for watching.
Boy, it says Lions the hottest team. Well, we get to see next week, right? Because of Monday Night Football. Buccaneers versus the Lions. Let's see who is the hottest team in the NFC.
And they play the Chiefs on Sunday Night Football tonight. So that'll be a really fun one to watch.
Yeah.
Chase McLaughlin kicks it off. Here's the return for San Fran. Marquise Watts, Josh Hayes, Deion Jones involved on the tackle. And San Fran will start right around the 30. So, yeah, they're showing the replay. Reddick just goes untouched. Still don't know how he didn't take it for a touchdown. But whatever. Beggars can't be choosers. Hustle Jam 32 says, we're the best team in the league. I respect the confidence. Jones going deep down the field. Hits a wide open Bourne. And the 49ers are immediately in business.
This team doesn't really have like a true wide receiver one. I think, they have like guys who are wide receiver twos who are occupying playing wide receiver one, basically. Kendrick Moore. He had a huge game last week.
Yeah.
We had like 10 receptions, 120 plus yards, man. He's a guy in the receiving game Buccaneers going to have to look out for, but I don't think he's going to be much of a problem. I think Christian McCaffrey's more of a problem in the receiving game, but he's a guy to look out for.
Yeah, I mean, they just hit a deep ball. So
yeah.
I think he's quickly becoming a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Scotty J says, thought everyone said Vildor sucked last week. What a difference a week makes. Yeah, you're only as good as your last game. Jones throws it behind McCaffrey. Will go incomplete. Third and 5 coming up. Yep, it's behind McCaffrey a little bit. Okay, let's see if Tampa Bay can get off the field. It was a trouble for them in the second half of last week. They faked the blitz. They have time. Vita Vea and Elijah Roberts get to Mac Jones. The rookie cleans it up after the veteran made the first initial contact. And that's a big stop by Tampa Bay's defense on third down. And it makes this extra point field goal much further back.
PFF ranked the San Francisco 49ers offensive line as the 6th best in the league heading into this week. And so far, they get the sack, they get the pressure that caused the interception. Hassan Reddick caused that interception there. I mean, we were talking about pressure, and so far they're getting that pressure. 3-7 now.
Yep, the field goal is good by Pinheiro, and that makes it 7-3. So, I mean, I can live with the Bucs having a bend but don't break style of defense. That was the big issue last week against Seattle, is that it was always touchdowns in that second half. So, not bad by Tampa Bay there. Got stung a little bit on the deep ball, but after that, they bounced right back. So that was good to see. Geist85 says, finally. Tom says, great defense. Q's44 says Vita King Haku Veya. Mike Honcho with a yes. Bucs fan says Vita is badass. Yes, he is. JB Easy says Roberts has more sacks than Yaya Diaby. One heck of a prop bet. Yeah, that's pretty wild.
And talking about Vita Vea, have you seen the picture of, you've probably seen him out there in practice, right? Desmond Watson slimmed down quite a bit. Yeah.
He certainly has. Yeah, very happy for him. Gets a chance to stay in the NFL on the practice squad, is in much better shape. So, yeah, good to see. Who knows? Maybe the Bucs will call him up for one of these games.
I think he's a future, developmental project to have maybe as that backup nose tackle to Vita Vea, and on the goal line, we'll put him out there as a run stopper. You can't teach that size, right? You can't teach that big.
Shaggy with a great comment says a sack, a pick, and a lead. How's that for a fast start? Absolutely. Let's see how the Bucs look on, which is already their third drive of the game. Big Sack says Vita straight through a double team. That's what he does. Balls out, one of their best players.
He's the anchor of that defense there. There's a reason teams struggle to run against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and a large part of that is because of Vita Vea.
Diesel Roche says, anytime we can hold them to 3 after an explosive play is a win.
Yep.
Agreed. Daniel Gomez says, it's a good start. Play smart football and get the win. That's the game plan. Yeah, Carolina got a win today against the Cowboys. Undefeated at home is Carolina. Penrod Kane says, can we get a Tez touchdown? Yeah, I'm curious to see how involved Tez Johnson will be today with no Chris Godwin Jr. He is on the field on this play.
Yeah, we talked about this before. Give Tez Johnson the ball. He's going to make it look like a punt return out there. He's so electric.
Yeah.
He's wearing the wristband, number 7 wristband.
Oh, no. Sorry to interrupt, but there was a bad injury to a 49ers player. His leg just went completely sideways. There was Bucs players that immediately were calling for the trainer.
Man. I can't see the number here. That's horrible. No matter what team it is, you never want to see these guys get hurt. They have families, they have. It's just a game, but golly.
Oh, yeah. That when you see the leg go in a different direction, that's just it's awful. Rux's review says Bucs players and fans show class praying for Warner. Yeah. Oh, was it Warner?
Was that Warner?
I guess it was. I couldn't tell. Oh man, that's horrible. One of the best players at his position.
Yeah, man. Him and Lloyd this year from Jacksonville, the 2 best inside linebackers in the league. Man.
Oh man.
Yep, I keep seeing more Fred Warner here.
Okay, yeah.
Wow. That really sucks. That's really unfortunate. I mean, they lost, of course, Nick Bosa for the entire season.
They did.
Now Fred Warner didn't look good, man. That's a huge blow. They have so many injuries. That defensive line is horribly injured. They're getting more DBs back healthy this week, but wow, that's really, really, really unfortunate. Here, Guy City 3, one Fred Warner makes 3 of our linebackers. Yeah, he's one of the top 2 linebackers in the league. PFF has him ranked as the 2nd best linebacker this year. Man.
Apparently he's getting carted off, so
okay.
Definitely won't be thinking about him. Brian S. says, you guys not knowing it was Warner is wild. What are you watching? Every single person in the chat knows it was Warner, and you two are clueless. First of all, you jerk, there was a bunch of players around it, and we didn't notice it right away. And then as soon as the injury happened, everybody ran over. So I don't know what is up your ass right now, but chill out.
Yeah.
Right, that too. We don't have the sound going. All right, so everyone's got to regain their composure. Bucs will start right around the 45. They're going to run it with Rachaad White. Goes for about a yard. They're saying they put it in his leg in an air cast as well.
Yeah, I saw that.
Baker in shotgun.
Oh,
Baker nearly picked there. Hasn't been as sharp necessarily as he was in Seattle. But again, it's early. It'll be 3rd and 9 for Tampa Bay.
Yeah, looking towards Kate Otten there, we saw him get more targets last week. He's more as a receiving threat instead of a blocker. And you see right now Fred Warner being carted off into the locker room.
Bucs they keep Kate Otten in. Baker's going to have to scramble. Tries to step up the middle. He's just going to have to go down with a sack. Pressure's getting to Baker early on in this game from San Fran. JB Easy says Baker has to dump that off. Yeah, I mean, Rachaad White was standing on the side. It's tough to tell.
Did a little pump fake, was thinking about it. Just didn't decide to pull the trigger there.
Riley Dixon on for his 2nd punt of the game. Yeah, he still looks slow, just getting it off, but looks pretty good. I don't know why the 49ers returner decided to take that, but all right, Tampa Bay will not complain about it.
Yeah, could have let it bounce backwards there, but okay.
Yeah, I don't know how you don't let that go in for a touchback. So, yeah, I mean, through 3 drives, hasn't looked spectacular from the Bucs offense. They did score a touchdown, but, you're at the 11-yard line. They probably should score from there. But, early on, you had the first good passing play to Ibuka. Outside of that, Baker hasn't had a lot of time to throw. He's had to run around, and the run game has been all right. Rachaad White had a couple of runs for a first down, but not able to put together a long, sustaining drive just yet.
Guys 85, Grizz still has a jet lag from last week's game.
Could be the case. Baker's 3 of 5 for 21 yards. Rachaad White off to a good start. 5 attempts for 28 yards, and of course, a rushing touchdown. Buccaneers 1 catch for 7. Sterling Shepard 1 for 15. Mac Jones is 1 of 3, though his one throw went for 41 yards. That was caught by Kendrick Bourne. And running game non-existent for San Fran, again, early on. 2 attempts for 8 yards by Christian McCaffrey, and Mac Jones had a scramble for 3 yards. So
yeah, that's been a problem for the 49ers this entire year. They're trying to become more efficient in the run game, just so far hasn't worked there. That works in favor of Tampa Bay Buccaneers fans, I'm sure. But no Sean Tucker carries yet. And Owen Wright was elevated from the practice squad as well. He will serve as the RB3. No Josh Williams. He's dealing with the concussion protocol. Owen Wright liked him in the first game of the preseason against the Tennessee Titans, if you remember that game there.
Yeah, he did look pretty good in that one. I will say Sean Tucker, he's looked good on kick returns early on. Boyett, thank you for the $1.99 super chat. Says, if we keep this low-scoring game, we have a chance. Of course, talking about the 49ers. Hey, we appreciate the super chat. And I don't know. I mean, close games. I mean, the 49ers are 4-1 as well, so they've been in some close games. But I don't know. If it comes down to the wire, I think I'm still taking Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, the 49ers are down last week 14-0. They obviously just keep fighting back. They kept fighting. They came out with the win at the very end in overtime, but both of these teams, they're fully injury plagued, but they continue to fight. They find ways to win. That's what great teams do. Look at that run stop there. Full team effort. Yaya Diaby, Vita Vea. Getting McCaffrey
Jones throwing. Caught by McCaffrey. Good tackle, though, by Jacob Parrish and Levante David. Sound tackling is gigantic in this game. So, job well done there by Tampa.
Yeah.
A little bit of a scoring update, or statistic update, I should say. Originally, the sack by Elijah Roberts was credited just to him. They have now split the sack between Roberts and Vita Vea, so it's a half sack for each of them.
Okay.
Jones over the middle. It's caught by McCaffrey, who gets over the yard marker for a first down. So that's back-to-back plays. Mac Jones going to Christian McCaffrey, and it leads to San Francisco keeping their drive going. JV Easy says, look at Yaya dropping in coverage. My man is never going to get a sack. Eek.
Remember the goal line situation last week where Hassan Reddick dropped back.
Penalty on the play. Yeah.
False start.
Some sluggish beginnings to these games. Bucs Niners is the highest scoring game at 7-3. You'll have 3-0, I believe, Titans over the Raiders. Sorry, 3-0 Raiders over the Titans. And the Packers are up 3-0 on the Joe Flacco-led Cincinnati Bengals.
I didn't watch the Jets game this morning, but did Justin Fields get sacked 9 times? Was that correct?
9 times. The Jets had negative 10 passing yards in the game because the way the NFL does it, it's like the sack yardage that you have, they subtract it from your passing yards. So the New York Jets invent new ways to just lose incredibly, and they botched the halftime situation. They botched the end of the game as well. Justin Fields, I don't even blame the Jets offensive line, and we'll get back to the Bucs after this, but Justin Fields holds on to the ball for 10 hours and doesn't throw it. So, yeah, it's pretty ugly. Anyway, 2nd and 11 for San Fran. Oh, Hassan Reddick was almost there. McCaffrey ends up making the catch for a small gain.
Good tackle, too, by Savonte Dennis on Christian McCaffrey. these two linebackers need to step up this week. I think Levante David had a bit of a down week last week. He redeemed himself, of course, with the game-sealing interception. But these two guys, they need to step up here. This is a very important game.
I'm with you. They need to dial back the old school Levante David.
Yeah.
All right, 3rd and 8 for Tampa Bay on the defensive side. Jones is pressured, and he's sacked, and the ball's out. It looks like it's recovered by San Fran, but that's a sack, and who else but Yaya Diaby gets in on the play after all of us talked about how he hasn't brought it. Well, he brought it on that play. Sub-Zero.
And look at Vita Vea. Pressure. I'm sorry.
No, you're good, man. Yeah, you're right. Vita Vea is playing like a monster today. Great job by Tampa Bay's pass rush. They're finally getting it going. And shout out to Yaya. A lot of us, myself included, have been critical of him. Yeah, Sonny says Vita caused that sack. Absolutely. Brian S. says Vea on bulldozer alert. Heist85, keeping it negative, says Reddick is washed, unfortunately. And Geist85 also says offense can't stall out again. Need to score. I think it's safe to say early on, Vita Vea has been the best player for the Bucs today.
He just completely collapsed the pressure. He pushed the center all the way back into quarterback. Mac Jones had to find, some way to get out there. He couldn't because the Diaby Sub-Zero cleaned up and got the sack there. Now the Buccaneers on offense. Can they drive down the field? Let's see.
Flag on the play. Sean Tucker's finally in for those.
Yep.
Clamoring for Sean Tucks. Looks like it's going to be on San Fran. But what do I know? Yep. Oh, no. Damn. Oh, come on, Raf. Get your shit together. All right. They're calling it on the defense. He was like, defense. Oh, wait. No. Oh, wait. No. Defense. So, yes, this penalty does benefit the Bucs.
Illegal hand to the face. Okay, good.
Chase Rick says, LOL, refs keeping us on our toes. Refs been drinking, says JV Easy. Oh, we got the pony package. They're going to hand it off with Rachaad White. Keeps the legs churning. Gets about 4 yards. AJ Constance says, I love Sean Tucker, but he is not worth the 2 fourth-round picks my friend is trying to make me send to him in Dynasty. Yeah, I mean, when Bucky Irving comes back, Sean Tucker is going to get hardly any snaps on offense. I would not make that trade. Second and 7 for Tampa Bay. Tucker in the backfield. Baker lines up under center. They're going play action. Baker over the field. Oh, it's just behind Ibuka. It's going to go incomplete. Damn, that would have been a big play for the Bucs.
Ooh, yeah, behind him.
Had him wide open. Man.
And Sean Tucker there with a great DB blitz pickup there. But just behind a receiver.
Yeah, good call. Absolutely. That's been an issue for Sean Tucker and held up well there.
And Emeka Buka almost made a fantastic. That would have been on his highlight reel. A one-hand grab backwards. All right, third.
Pretty much almost the same exact type of situation. Ball slightly behind Emeka Buka. And unfortunately, it's going to be another punt for Tampa Bay.
Man.
See the replay. He had him. Oh, man. Not ideal.
Oh, yeah. He's just in the center of the field. Nobody really around him. Baker Mayfield has to put that right, the numbers right in his hands. Just misses him twice in a row.
I will say, at least as Dixon gets the punt off, another booming kick, another dumb decision by the Niners returner. He does make the first guy miss, makes a couple of players miss. I don't get why he's not letting that go to the end zone, but hey, whatever.
And too bad there is a big, I don't know if the sun is getting in his eyes or something. Just, man, you got to hit on this because that would have moved, moved the chains, and Buccaneers would have still been on offense right now, possibly in scoring range. But now, see, San Francisco has the ball.
There's two seconds to go in the first quarter, so we'll get to comments once they get to commercial. We will get to this one though. Ecliptic Sir says, "Bro does not know what a fair catch is."
He almost got tackled there by Cameron Johnson at like the 3.
Oh, the ball's out! The ball's out! Oh! Great job by Tampa Bay. However, it is recovered by San Francisco. Oh, man. Yeah. Flying off the edge. A blitzing Jamel Dean. Holy smokes. Jamel Dean has just become an all-pro type of player. And that'll do it for an electric first quarter. Bucs lead 7-3. They are getting to Mac Jones. They were invisible a week ago getting to the quarterback. That is not the case today. What is that, 3 sacks now by Tampa Bay?
Yeah, I believe so. Pressure.
Yeah.
James Winter says, got to be better. What do you mean, got to be better? They just Jamel Dean has got a sack there.
Yeah. Maybe he's talking about Baker.
Oh, okay. Apologies, James.
Yeah. Sometimes, we're talking so fast about certain stuff that people in the chat are talking about one thing and then we move on to another. But, yeah. Q's44 says, good job, Bowles. Good job, Grizz. I mean, I don't know. Bowles, certainly. But, I will say, Josh Grizzard, he's been getting guys open. The players haven't executed, so I take that back. JB Easy says, don't make a scene. Come on, Matt.
Don't make a scene. It's Jamel Dean.
Yeah, it's been a good job. Yeah, Mac Jones has been sacked 3 times now. So we're almost looking at a Jetsian type of performance.
Yep. Diaby, Elijah Roberts, and Viave with the half sack, and then there, Jamel Dean.
Yeah. Cody P says, once Baker settles in, we'll be moving and grooving.
Yeah, that's why I don't know if you could put that on Grizzard. It's just Baker not being on, not being on point there, not connecting with Emeka Buka. Those were 2 passes he should have hit on, but he hit them both behind Emeka Buka. It's really hard for the wide receiver to catch those types of balls.
Fifia Fam 6 says, both offense and defense will expose this 49er team today. I hope so. Defensively, they are. Sashley says, Baker had time on both of these crappy throws. Hopefully he settles down. Historically, he throws picks on days like this. Hope not. Yeah, it's been sloppy from Baker. But hey, the Bucs got a lead. Maybe this is the type of game this week where they're going to rely more on their defense. Last week it was the offense. As Jones throws deep down the field, and it's caught by Bourne. He's killing the Bucs once again. Forget everything I just said. There's a late flag that came out. That was kind of odd. The penalty didn't come out until at the very end.
Wow.
AJ says, that's why we needed that fumble. Yeah. Oh, it looks like someone fell on the play.
Yeah, no foul on the play. They picked up the flag.
49ers on the cusp of field goal. We're probably already in field goal range. They're going to run it with McCaffrey. Finds a lane. Boyett, thank you for the $1.99 super chat. Says, Baker feels the pressure if he is just in the pocket. I mean, he likes to move around, sometimes a little bit more than most. And for the most part, it's been benefiting the Bucs.
He's the type of guy sometimes he just likes to have his back against the wall. He likes to have that chip on his shoulder.
Yeah.
Team on his shoulder. But yeah, just 2 bad passes from Baker Mayfield.
Jacob Parrish with a nice tackle on Christian McCaffrey on second down. I'll make it 3rd and 1. I actually think the Bucs have done a good job stopping Christian McCaffrey. He's made some plays, but really Bourne has been the guy that has really taken it to Tampa Bay. Tungus, the tight end, hasn't done anything. They QB sneak it with Mac Jones. He gets the first down. BSB 83 says 2 Bourne plays basically all the offense. You're right, but I mean, the Niners might have the lead after this drive. Jones dropping back, has time, finds Kyle Juszczyk, who golfed with Baker Mayfield at the Pro-Am tournament in Lake Tahoe over the summer. He did last year, too.
He's keeping that fullback position alive.
Yeah.
The dying breed.
I like Kyle Juszczyk. I met him at the NFL owners meetings in Orlando 2 years ago. He's a good dude.
Awesome.
His wife is from my hometown of Massapequa, and I think they live there in the offseason. Yeah. She was in the grade below me. Chase Rick says, about to be 10-7. Gabe Costello says, zone defense, zone defense. Why?
I get it, but I honestly hate zone defense. Anytime I play Madden, I'm going man every single play, but you need man corners, of course, to play man defense.
Yeah.
And with Benjamin Morrison out and Zion out, it makes it a little bit harder. You don't want to put Kendall Vildor on an island by himself.
Screen pass goes to Christian McCaffrey. Moves it closer to the end zone. Yeah, not ideal red zone defense for the Bucs. Brian Robinson in the game as well. Jones looking, surveying. He's going to scramble to the outside. Anthony Nelson. What? The pass is completed as Jones is going to the ground. Oh, man. That was an odd play. I don't know why. So Jones rolls out to the left. Anthony Nelson has to decide whether or not he's going to go with Jones or stay with the receiver, but he eventually gets the pass off to Brian Robinson Jr. So interesting. All right, McCaffrey's back in the game. 3rd and goal. Let's see if the Bucs can get a stop. They're going to run it with McCaffrey. There's a flag on the play, so everyone hold your horses. Are they saying offsides on the Bucs? By the way, no, actually, never mind. That's not Bucs 49ers related. I thought it was. Ah, damn.
Braswell, right? Yep.
All right, let's do it again. 3rd and goal. They're going to run it with McCaffrey again. This time, McCaffrey is in. He punches it into the end zone, and San Francisco takes the lead. Makes it 9-7, San Fran, with the extra point coming up next.
There's 2 huge chunk plays by Bourne. They set up the San Francisco 49ers to be in this position right now. And it looked like an easy run right there up the middle by Christian McCaffrey. Yeah. 10. It's going to be, in a moment, most likely 10-7 now.
Yep. Extra point is good. That makes it 10-7, San Francisco. AJ Constis says, Jesus, man, Braswell never does anything good. Sonny says, Baker just likes keeping it close. Stan Glassman says, Bucs gave them that touchdown by lining up off sides. They pretty much did. They got the stop on 3rd and goal. BS83 says, not going to win 7-3 anyway. Time to score. Nicola Legistina says, Chris Braswell.
Yeah.
Wow. Chase Rick says 3 drives of nothing from the offense, though, is the real issue here. I agree. I'm more concerned about the Bucs offense right now than their defense.
Yeah, Baker seems a little bit off. I want to see if he's on point right now in this drive. If you're Josh Broussard, give him some easy passes, get him back in rhythm. And I want to see them take some shots, after that.
Maybe a bootleg, something like that. Cody P says, so much for the B team, LOL. Tim Ford says, this is sickening. A so-called MVP quarterback who's blowing every pass. The good news with Baker is he has that bounce back ability. I don't think he lets the previous drive impact him, which is good. Scotty J says, okay, they're ahead. Have him just where we want him.
Now we're going to see the MVP Baker, right? When he's down, when he's behind. Daniel Gomez, this O will go as far as Baker can take it. I agree.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the case for almost every team in the league. But yeah, I like this point from Hezo813, who says, plays are there on offense. Baker just has to make them. Like, Emeka Puka was open on those last 2 plays. It was just not the best throws. James Chouinard says, 7 points on Baker. Time to wake the F up and make your easy passes.
Flama Blanca here, if you can pull that one up.
Yeah. Oh, I keep moving.
Right?
Flama Blanca says, good to see no one is overreacting.
Yeah, I think soon, hopefully, Baker turns around. But, it's drive by drive. This is a league that everything changes so quickly. I mean, he could look like the MVP Baker, that MVP front runner Baker, this drive here. Let's just see how it all plays out. The game is still very early. Buccaneers only down by 3 as well.
Sean Tucker just went flying. By the way, not sure if I got to this comment before, but Sonny has now been a Pewter Report YouTube channel member for 14 months. So thank you so much. Said earlier, defense going to have to win this. It'll be a team effort for sure. Rosales says, why do we play so bad at home, LOL? Yeah, I feel like the Bucs are better on the road. I mean, they're undefeated on the road. Granted, it's early in the season. But yeah, something about being in enemy territory makes them play better.
Besides the heat, do the Buccaneers actually have any home field advantage? It always feels like the opposing team travels pretty well.
Yeah, especially when... Like, the 49ers are a historic team that is able to, have a fan base really all across the country. And let's face it, going to Tampa, if you're a fan of a cold weather team, not that necessarily the 49ers are,
Mhm.
But if you're a fan of like a team that plays in the freezing cold winter, a destination road game, like you're gonna pick Tampa more than many other teams, so it makes sense.
Yep.
Baker finally hits on a throw to Emeka Egbuka that gets over the 50-yard line. So biggest play of the day for Baker.
There
and
we go.
Egbuka. Yeah, just finding him over the middle. It's been open.
And Mecca, yeah, he said he's been open. He's been getting that separation. Because Baker couldn't connect the last two before this one, but finally right up the middle. Gets the Buccaneers across midfield now. Is Emeka Egbuka waking up? And is Baker Mayfield, more importantly, waking up?
Yeah, right. Bucs go play action. They find a wide open Cade Otton who's going to take it all the way down to the 30 as he gets body slammed by Lenore. But folks, the Bucs are in business. Well done by Baker and Cade Otton.
I'm just seeing a body slam now.
Chase Rick says WWE Otton. I love
it. What's your favorite finisher, Matt? What, like Spine Buster, Batista?
Great question. I'd say the People's Elbow by The Rock. Or the now it's called the Attitude Adjustment, but at the time it's called the FU by John Cena.
Yep. One of my favorites also.
Yeah. Baker going back to the Otton well. See, now they have that rhythm. As King Cook says, nice and easy, baby. Yeah, 3 for 3 and for 45 yards. Bucs trying to regain the lead. 7:30 to go in the second quarter.
Keys 44. Now we're flowing. Now the offense seems in rhythm, right? Baker Mayfield looks like he's woken up.
Rachaad White continuing to get a push. They'll make it 3rd and short. I thought he reached the marker, but be 3rd and 1.
Ben Bredesen, one of those guys, just keep pushing him. Gets close to that first down marker.
Young Slick 22 says the RKO is his favorite finishing move. That's a great one as well. JB Easy wants the Bucs to get Tez in space. Case 44 says pound the pumpkin.
I like that.
They are going to pound the pumpkin. It's going to be a first down for Rachaad White. Man, he's been great in those short yardage situations. Rolf Steinbauer says red zone and then has the Emeka Egbuka emoji.
Diesel here in the comments says, my mom and stepdad are founding members of the Niners Empire Tampa chapter. They had so much stuff going on in the city this weekend.
Yeah,
you gotta give your mom and stepdad a Buccaneers jersey.
Yeah, house divided today. But yeah, I mean, teams will have fan base groups in other areas of the country, and makes sense that they want to go on a trip here to Tampa. Baker with a swing pass to Rachaad White makes a couple players miss. That'll be about a 5 to 6 yard gain. We have a $2 super chat from Geist85. Thank you very much. Says, will anyone cover Bourne? Pathetic. Yeah, he's really been the one guy that has hurt the Bucs today.
And of course, he has that connection already with Mac Jones from the Patriot days.
Yeah.
And he started off as a 49er, got cut, went to New England, but now back, of course, with the 49ers this year.
2nd and 6. Sean Tucker in the backfield. They're going to run it with Shawnee Tucks, who bounces to the outside, and he's in! Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Sean Tucker scores his first touchdown of the season.
He made it look easy also. I'm sure Keys 44.
He went in untouched. Where's Q's 44?
Yes.
There you are. Q's 44. It says yes.
A little counter move there by Tucker. I like the play call by Josh Grizzard. Easy touchdown for Sean Tucker. I like that a lot.
Bucs go back on top. They lead 14-10. The pendulum swings once again.
Buccaneers back on top. The 49ers are going to get the ball with 5:10 here. And remember, they do get the ball back at halftime as well. You hope it's not a double dip situation like we saw last week with the Seahawks.
Q44 says, I've been waiting all year.
There you go. The Sean Tucker touchdown.
Scotty J says, great block, Tez. But Sashley kind of disagrees. Says Tez got away with a bad holding.
All right.
Trent Howell says, just have to make Baker mad. Then he goes off, LOL. Christopher Lozano says, what the F? I need Baker to get 2 passing touchdowns. The one time I place the bet, everyone ruins it. Well, there's still plenty of time to go. I also did take Baker Mayfield over 1.5 touchdowns. But, yeah, keep the faith. Keep the faith. See what my fantasy team's doing. Oh, let's go.
So Ashley says the stop here is critical. Of course, yeah. We talked about the double dip possible situation. And if the defense can stop them here for the Buccaneers defense to stop them, then maybe Baker Mayfield gets one last attempt, right? Go down the field with maybe 2 minutes left. And we know when the Buccaneers are in that 2-minute offense, they're pretty effective.
A 3-and-out would do wonders for Tampa Bay right now. So they have all 3 timeouts. And, yeah, as you kind of mentioned with the double dip, we don't want to see that happen again with how the Seahawks manufactured it.
Diesel responding here from the comment earlier. He says, that's the crazy part. She was a Bucs fan through and through, got remarried, and all allegiance to the home team went out the window. I blame her ex-husband. Okay, fire them kids. So at one point she was a Bucs fan, but now we're not a fan.
Well, maybe if the Bucs win today, she'll change her mind.
Oh, the Cuban, that's my favorite. Oh wait, no, this is not a Cuban. What is this here? Oh wait,
I think.
Yeah, I don't put salami on.
Shout out Columbia Restaurant, fantastic spot. And if you go to the Tampa airport, you could also get it there too.
The Cuban favorite sandwich started here in Ybor City.
Yeah, it's a big rivalry between Miami and
I've tried the best ones here.
Yeah, of who's the originator of the Cuban sandwich. AJ says, please no long 5-minute drive touchdown drive by San Fran to end the half. Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, we get the injury update here. Fred Warner out for the remainder of the game, of course, with the ankle injury. I think this play here, we've seen what Bourne can do. Those 2 chunk plays on the other drive. You got to be able to minimize his impact here. He's going to be working against, playing zone inside. Jamel Dean's going to cover him.
Yeah, they run it with Christian McCaffrey on first down. Yeah, the Niners can pretty much run whenever they want to, given that they have all the timeouts. $4:30 to go. 2nd and 3 for San Fran.
Yeah, Roth says, no question, 49ers are the more banged up team. And then you lose a guy, your main guy on defense, the quarterback of your defense, Fred Warner. He's out now. Man, that's a tough. I hope it's not a long-term injury.
Nice stop here by Servassier Dennis. Beats
play.
McCaffrey to the hole.
Now, he did slip.
Yeah.
So I don't want to give too much credit to Servassier Dennis, but good tackle no matter what. Man, I've always liked Servassier Dennis, but just this year he hasn't been performing to the level that I expected him to. He's been healthy. That's a good thing, though. But
yes.
But great tackle there, of course.
3rd and 6. Jones. Marquez Valdez-Scantling playing on the field where he played college football for USF. Mm-hmm. Keeps the drive going for San Fran.
Yeah, huge chunk play there. Flipped the field for the 49ers.
Yeah, and then you get into that tough situation again of when do you start calling timeouts? When don't you?
Yeah.
They blitz Antoine Winfield Jr. You can't get there. Jones firing deep. Nobody's home. It's going to be incomplete.
I'm just thinking about a Winfield blitz there. And they do it.
Right on cue. Tim Ford says, where is Winfield? It's key as well. Stops the clock with 2:53 to go. They'll run it with McCaffrey. Bucs limit him to about 3 to 4 yards.
I wouldn't call timeout here. Just let it keep going. See what happens. This 3rd and 6.
Yeah. Because it's likely going to be the last play before the 2-minute warning anyway.
Yeah.
So if they do get it, you can use your timeouts after. Mm-hmm. Jones looking. It is incomplete. Nice hit by Tyke Smith at the end. He had that ball at first, MVS, but the hit by Smith made it incomplete.
Yeah.
Yeah, he had it up until the end and then couldn't come through with it.
All right, so Pinheiro is going to, I'm assuming, come in and kick this ball. Probably going to be 13 and 14, and Baker Mayfield's going to get he has 3 timeouts.
Yeah.
Going to get it with maybe, a little bit more, possibly just right under 2 minutes. Let's see. Can the Buccaneers go down the field, that 2-minute offense that's been very effective this year, go down the field and score before halftime? Oh. If they do that, I'm sure all Bucs fans would be happy.
The kick by Pinheiro is good. It started going left at first. I was like, oh, damn, he's going to completely miss this. But he did not. The kick is good. Bucs still have the lead, 14-13. And, yeah, this is a situation where the Bucs can tack on to their lead, also not give the ball back to San Fran.
Yeah, like in bend but don't break defense, but you give the offense enough time to still go out there.
Yeah.
I like this. I don't think there's any nerves also for Baker Mayfield, this offense. Anytime, like if this was the 4th quarter, they're down. They've been through these types of situations so many times, and they're obviously not down.
They have, yeah.
Human defense is just deadly.
Nicola Legistina says, Tyke saved the day.
Yep.
JB Easy says, come on, Bake. Sean Wall says, Baker 2-minute first warm-up try.
So talking about Tyke, moving from nickel to safety, one of the big things was he going to be able to communicate, be a better communicator at the safety position. I mean, this year so far, he's gotten sacked. He's been very effective. You see, he made sure that pass was incomplete there. I really like him as a long-term partner with Antoine Winfield Jr. there. I like that safety stand-up for the future of Tampa.
Oh, Sean Tucker, what are you doing, dude? Bad mistake there. Scotty J says 2 minutes, 3 timeouts. I like it. Yeah, he was over the line. The Bridge says, a little irritated with this game so far. I feel like the 49ers are playing like the better team, even though I feel the Bucs are better. Yeah, I don't know. It's been an interesting game in that aspect of like the 49ers have they've had some big shots that have made it close, where the Bucs it feels like they just kind of squandered some of their opportunities. Now, they've also capitalized on some too with the Kindle Vildor interception.
Yeah, not the cleanest game by Tampa, but they do have the lead. It's like one of those, those not really sloppy, but one of those gritty games. They're just gonna have to keep fighting, keep clawing. And I believe they'll come out on top in this game, but we still have a long way to go here. And Chase Rick says the Niners coaching is better. They do have a really good coaching staff.
Yeah.
I like Shanahan, obviously Robert Saleh, Kubiak as the offensive coordinator.
By the way, after the game, we will have a Pewter post-game show. Myself and Scott Reynolds. Scott is at Raymond James Stadium right now. We will discuss this Bucs 49ers game, the outcome, the result, what we liked, what we didn't like, and of course, we'll answer questions, comments, and super chats from everybody watching the show. So that'll come up when the game is done, probably around 8:15, maybe 8:30, something like that. So make sure you stay tuned for that.
Ashley says flat for sure, talking about the energy, no fire at all. Corey Reeves, Bucs look sluggish. There's no real energy coming from the team. And a Rolf, why no Tez? And he has a little angry emoji there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know. He was involved last week, and that was a high-scoring game. He's a willing blocker. They've had him in on a lot of plays where, they've been running the football. So, I don't know.
King Cook, 2-minute drill. Let's go. LOL. Let's see what happens. I like Josh Brizard so far. We're only like a little bit more than a quarter, of course, into the season, but I like what Josh Brizard has been able to do with this offense.
Yeah, he's done a good job. I like the way he schemes things in terms of getting guys open or running like one semblance of one type of play and then running like a similar type of look to get teams to bite on certain routes the receivers are running to then get someone else open. Bucs pop a run on this first play with Rachaad White. Gets 9 yards on it. Again, they don't have to go too fast, knowing that the 49ers get the ball at the end of the half. Hey, there's Mike Evans and Chris Godwin Jr. Hopefully we see each of them back soon.
Yeah, Mike with that hamstring. Chris Godwin, of course, with that fibula injury. You hate to see him in street clothes. You want to see them in that uniform.
Rachaad White with a casual catch. Heads all the way down the field.
There we go. Guess the Buccaneers in at least field goal range with 1:17 left.
Yeah. Tried to hurdle the defender. He seems all right, though. Minute 17 to go. Baker throws, caught by Cade Otton, who's having another nice game. Under a minute. Bucs still have all 3 timeouts. You got to think they might use one of them soon. Baker's looking, fires down the field, overthrows Tez Johnson. 50 seconds to go, and it'll be 2nd and 10. Baker does not look happy. As Cameron Johnson comes onto the field for this game, for this play, you have Bucs, Shepard, and Cameron Johnson, along with Rachaad White.
Johnson & Johnson, a family company.
Yeah, right. Kate Otten's the lone target lined up to the right side. Got a trips bunch. Cameron Johnson goes in motion. Oh, Baker, get rid of it. He does get rid of it. Hits a wide open Cameron Johnson, and he's in the end zone. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Cameron Johnson scores his first ever touchdown in the NFL. Baker Mayfield's talking smack to the opponent. Looks like there might be a penalty. Could be a late hit, but it looks like the touchdown is going to count. Yep, roughing the passer. So the touchdown's going to count. Beautifully orchestrated drive by Baker Mayfield and the Bucs offense. And their lead growing even bigger after that touchdown pass.
I love it there by Josh Grizzard. Just a creative motion, getting Cameron Johnson open in space. Hits him deep for the touchdown. I love that play right there. We were talking about both Johnson and Johnson's on the field. It wasn't Tez Johnson. I know the fans want Tez Johnson to get the TD catches, but Cameron Johnson, look at that late hit there, roughing the pass.
The Bucs went for 2 because of the penalty. Unfortunately, they're not going to get it. So it does make it 20-13. They tried to run it with Rachaad White to no avail.
Matt, did you know what an octopus was before last week?
Yes, I did. Well, I had heard the term several times, and then I'd never really put it together that it's you score the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. But it was quite comical on social media because the Bucs put out the graphic with all of his stats and the octopus. And people a lot of people were like, "Why the f do they have an octopus on this thing?" So that was fun to see.
Case 85 says the 2-point is stupid. They're playing aggressive. If they make it, everybody loves it, of course. If they miss it, it's a problem. I always like being aggressive over playing safe, Playing to win rather than playing to just, keep it all safe. Playing not to lose.
Congrats to Cameron Johnson.
Yep.
That was awesome.
Again, beautiful play design by Josh Grizzard. I want to talk about him at halftime. I want to ask you a question, but we'll talk about that later on.
For sure.
Scotty J says, good clean hit during the throw. Timothy Ward, why not use Vita? Listen, I've been calling for it. I want to see Desmond Watson at fullback, Vita Vea. So I bring this idea up, and everybody always talks about, but Baker Mayfield's going to get crushed. No, he's just going to hand the ball off, and he just runs away. And then you got Desmond Watson blocking inside, and you have Vita Vea just running in. If I'm a defender, I'm making a business decision. I'm not going to get I'm not even going to try to tackle, the big guy Vita Vea with Desmond Watson blocking at fullback. That would be all 31 other owners would try to ban those two guys being in the backfield together.
Andrew says, if we lose by 1, I'm going to be sick. Listen, this happens all the time where there's a penalty. You can enforce it on the 2-point conversion and get closer. The Bucs just weren't able to score there. I don't mind the move. It's, it's all the analytics and that stuff. Scott Wells. Oh, wrong one. Scott Wells says, Baker is him. Yeah, Cameron Johnson was as open as it gets. But the entire drive, I thought he did a really good job. Diesel Roche says, got to use one of your goal line package plays in that situation. I appreciate the aggressiveness, but I don't think it was needed to end the half. I'd have no issue with the call.
Yeah, I see. Bulls is a full fool right here. I always like being aggressive, so I'm not gonna bash Todd Bowles for that. Like you said, they were a little bit closer because of the penalty. They tried it. Maybe you should have put in a little bit more of a heavier package on the line there, but
I agree with Cecil here. Going for 2 made sense, just not a great 2-point play.
Yeah.
Oh, they've been running the ball well. Just didn't work on that play. All right, 42 seconds to go. Niners have the ball at the 30. They do have 3 timeouts, so odds are they're going to stay aggressive. Mac Jones dropping back, throwing deep down the field. Oh, it's dropped. That would have been a big gain for San Francisco. Yeah, got to catch that one. Yeah, tough one for Robinson.
Those hurt him right in the hands. Just couldn't.
Yeah.
With both hands as well, not just one.
Jones over the middle. Now Robinson catches it. And just like that, 49ers are in field goal range. So they still might get the double dip. Mikey Smith missed the tackle as well.
Yeah, Tyke Savasi as well. He hit him. Just going to get him down. I think that was the last play, I believe.
All right, so 24. Bucs guy says this is ugly football. Haha. Jones dumps it off to McCaffrey. Great tackle by the ageless wonder, Levante David. San Fran calls their second timeout. That was an awesome tackle. Matt Rocco says, blitz, please. Wow, the Bengals are trying a 67-yard attempt. Oh, timeout. Yeah.
67?
Yeah.
Wow.
All right, Jones drops back. Fires. It is caught by Robinson again. Spase Dennis picks up Robinson and slams him. I kind of like it. The refs are just letting them play. All right, so that's San Fran's last timeout. There's 11 seconds to go. You got to think that they probably take one shot at the end zone and then kick the field goal. Damn, 200 yards for Mac Jones. Jones looking for the end zone. Just throws it away pretty much. Bucks Basement, thanks for the $2 super chat, says, this team is 0-5 without Mayfield. This defense is trash. They have certainly regressed since we got to the month of October.
Here comes Pinheiro.
Made from 52 and 54, so this one's a little bit closer for him. Kick is up, and it is good. That makes it 22-16 with 2 seconds to go. But it looks like Pinheiro is hurt.
Uh-oh.
Oh, geez. And they still have to kick it off. Damn. I wonder what happened.
Or did he get stepped on? It looks like he's favoring that toe, the left toe.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Kicker injuries can be really odd. Geist85, thank you for the $2 super chat. Also, nice picture, by the way. I believe that's Dwight from The Office with the pumpkin head on him. Says, Bowles' defense is so awful, man. Make adjustments. Yeah, it hasn't been pretty. I'm very intrigued by this kickoff now with Pinheiro. Because if he doesn't reach the landing zone or whatever the case may be, Bucs have a chance at at least a Hail Mary.
Yeah, it's his left foot. He's a right-footed kicker, but the left foot is his planting foot, of course.
All right, they're going to try to run it out with Cameron Johnson. Found a lane, but that's about it. Oh, yeah, his teammate just stepped on his foot. Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, he's still limping right now.
Yeah. Yeah, 300-pound guy. All right, just a reminder again, as we are at halftime now, we are going to have a Pewter post-game show that will be coming up around 8:15, 8:30, whenever this game is done, and the rest of them talk to Baker and Todd Bowles and everything like that. But yeah, we will have the Pewter post-game show on our YouTube channel, Pewter Report TV, in a couple of hours from now after the game. So stay tuned for that one with all of us at pewterreport.com. Let's give an update on some of the stats that everyone has in this game. Baker Mayfield is 10 for 15 for 133 yards. He's been sacked one time. He does have a touchdown in the game on that throw to Cameron Johnson. Rachaad White, 10 rushing attempts for 50 yards and a score. Sean Tucker, 1 attempt, but he made it count, went for 9 yards, and he had a touchdown as well, his first of the season. Receiving-wise, it's Cade Otton leading the way with 3 catches for 39 yards. Cameron Johnson has 1 catch for 34 yards, but is the longest completion that the Bucs have had on the offensive side. Emeka Egbuka has been targeted, but a little bit of a quiet beginning to this game. 2 catches for 24 yards. Rachaad White, 3 for 21. Sterling Shepard, 1 for 15. And Tez Johnson does not have a catch. He does have 1 target. Antoine Winfield Jr. leading the Bucs defensively with 6 tackles in the game. Savasi Dennis second with 5. He also has a tackle for a loss. Jamel Dean, 2 tackles, a sack, and a tackle for loss. Vita Vea also has a half sack with Elijah Roberts, and Yaya Diaby with a sack as well. For San Fran, Mac Jones is 13 of 19 for 200 yards. He's thrown an interception, has been sacked 3 times for 25 yards. Christian McCaffrey, not too much on the ground, 10 rushing attempts for 30 yards and a rushing touchdown. Mac Jones, 2 for 5. Kenrick Bourne, 2 catches, but for 97 yards. That's been the majority of the 49ers offense. DeMarcus Robinson, 2 catches for 44 yards. Christian McCaffrey, 5 for 25. Defensively, Tatum Bethune leading the way for San Fran with 5 tackles in this game. Michael Williams has the lone sack for San Francisco. So, Daniel, your overall thoughts on what we saw in the first 2 quarters of this game?
Yeah, the Buccaneers defense, they got pressure. They got the 3 sacks, of course, but then I feel like the pressure has been lackluster at these last 2 drives here. And the Buccaneers defense also has to stop these big chunk plays, mostly, like you just said, to Bourne. 2 receptions. He has 4 targets, 97 yards so far. The longest of 56. Stopping those chunk plays, stopping those huge, because they've been playing zone, of course, but stopping those chunk plays just makes that's the only thing killing them. It's not CMC, it's not Christian McCaffrey killing them. It's really these chunk plays that are killing them.
Yeah.
And on offense, of course, Baker Mayfield started off a bit sluggish, missed Emeka Egbuka twice, back-to-back. But since then, he's been more efficient. He's got more rhythm and clean it up there. And really, the only thing was that missed 2-point attempt, there for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers offense. But besides that, I like what I see by Josh Grizzard and this Buccaneers offense.
Yeah, they put it together in the second quarter. They started figuring things out. Baker got in better rhythm. I thought that they've run it well overall. So it was funny. Early on, it was like, all right, the defense is looking good. I'm worried about the offense. That script has flipped. Now it's, what's up with the defense
Yeah.
and how can the offense continue to do their thing for Tampa Bay specifically. We got a couple super chats to get to. Thank you to Mark Fisher for this $1.99 super chat, who says, same seam or post beat us every time. Yeah, this is what I was worried about with this matchup of Todd Bowles specifically against Kyle Shanahan. Bowles hasn't been able to figure out Kyle Shanahan. When you see these big plays and the fact that San Fran can go down the field in 40 seconds and get the game-winning field goal, they find ways to exploit Tampa Bay's defense, and that was certainly on display in the first half. Virgin Boys.
It's Kyle Shanahan's offense versus Todd Bowles' defense, of course. It seems like every single year, Shanahan knows how to beat Bowles. Coming into the season, I had the 49ers game as the Buccaneers' first loss of the season. But with how well the Tampa Bay Buccaneers have done throughout the first 5 weeks, now I have them with the W, of course. And the 49ers are just as banged up, and now we see even more banged up with the loss of Fred Warner with the ankle injury, of course. But that's the game right there. It's Shanahan versus Bowles, and that's a big matchup there for Todd Bowles.
Virgin Boys with the $4.99 super chat. Thank you very much. Says, Matt, why is this defense so buns? It's a bit of a mystery, right? Because like last week against Seattle, you can kind of just pinpoint, okay, they didn't generate pressure. They took advantage of like Kindle Vildor a little bit. But that hasn't been the case today. They've been able to create pressure. They have 3 sacks already. Mac Jones hasn't had a ton of time to throw. So you got to look at the structure of what's being called from the coverage aspect, because I don't know. I mean, when you still have Dean and Antoine Winfield Jr. and Tyke Smith, you still should be able to get the job done. So I think kind of the overall game plan and schematics that they've been trying to get going from a coverage standpoint hasn't totally worked out in this game. And they put a lot of focus on stopping Christian McCaffrey, and they have. But that's allowed some of the other players to slip through the cracks, and that's why Bourne has had some, big plays in this game. Desert Dog 2K, thank you for this $5 super chat. Says, does Levante David have a piano on his back? I think I can run faster. Also, hook 'em, baby. Yeah, that's a big win for the Texas Longhorns over Oklahoma in the Red River Showdown, or whatever they call it now. They definitely needed that win, so congrats to you on that one. And Levante David, he had a great tackle in the open field against Christian McCaffrey. He's 35 years old. He's certainly slowed down a little bit. I think he can be impactful. I mean, we certainly saw that last week with the interception. I don't know if the Bucs necessarily have to go to a linebacker by committee type of thing, but I think it's been okay today with the linebacker play.
I agree with you. And like we talked about last week, Father Time catches up to everybody, and seems like Father Time has caught up to Levante David, but he still has that football IQ, that high football intelligence, just like Fred Warner, with that recognition of what's going to happen. He's just a little bit slower. He doesn't have a piano on his back. He's just a little bit a step slower than he has been in years past. And Matt, I want to talk to you about Josh Brizard, because I feel like he's been doing a really, really good job. We know Dave Canales, he did a great job one season with the Buccaneers, goes off to become the Panthers head coach. Liam Cohen last year, of course, he's off to a really hot start with the Jacksonville Jaguars. 1 year in Tampa, goes off to become head coach as well. But with Josh Brizard, do you think when teams interview him, he can command the room and they feel confident he could be the head coach? Or is he more seen as, one of those guys? He's not as, extroverted as a Liam Cohen, of course, or a positivity bully like Dave Canales. Like Baker Mayfield calls him. What do you feel about Josh Brizard as a head coach? Could he do that? Can he command 53 players plus the guys on the practice squad and the coaches as well?
Yeah, he doesn't have as big of a personality as the other coordinators that you just mentioned, but that doesn't mean that he doesn't garner respect from his guys. I mean, people that I spoke to when they first hired him as offensive coordinator, they were ecstatic. They were through the roof, just based on his way of being able to connect with everybody. And, he's a younger guy as well. Like, he's around the same age as Baker and Mike Evans and a lot of these guys. So we can kind of connect to them just from like being in the same age range versus like an older head coach. I think his impact is felt as much behind the scenes as it is kind of like in front at the podium and stuff like that. And he's obviously a very smart person. He went to Yale and all of that stuff. So I think teams interviewing him would be more impressed by his overall IQ than him being like, I'm going to change the culture and all of this stuff. I think he can do it, but he's got to do it in his own way. We'll see how the Bucs continue to look. I think maybe because he's not as bombastic, that might save him in Tampa Bay for like another year before he starts getting those head coaching opportunities. But it's freaking crazy, right? I mean, we're talking about 2 years in a row where the offensive coordinator is left to become a head coach. It always comes down to as well what teams are in search of a head coach. I'm sure Miami might be. The Miami one would be scary because he previously coached in Miami, so has familiarity with the area. But, each case is its own situation. You want him to better his career, but also Bucs fans don't want to lose out on another good offensive coordinator.
I think that's possibly one of the reasons why the Buccaneers keep losing offensive coordinators, why you see a lot of heat oftentimes from the fans towards Todd Bowles, because they want probably a little bit more consistency. They don't want to see Josh Broussard do so well that then you lose your offense coordinator, then you have to start again, right? We'll see what happens there. But if he does move on, I'm pretty high on Thad Lewis. I like Thad Lewis. He's been around with Arians. Of course, he's been around with Liam Cohen, Dave Canales, now with Josh Broussard. He would be a strong, I believe, internal candidate. But let's get to this Q's44 super chat here.
Yeah, a couple to get to. Thank you for the $2 super chat, Q's44. It says, Maddie, I want a tuck emoji. LOL. I hear you. We got a good amount now. We just added the Emeka Ibuka. Sean Tucker needs to do a little bit more in his NFL career with his impact with the Bucs to get an emoji. It's awesome that he scored the touchdown. I hope he scores many, many more touchdowns for the Bucs. But, I think there are a couple of other players on the pecking order, on the totem pole that we would probably give an emoji to first before Sean Tucker. But appreciate the enthusiasm and your support. Twan Blow, thank you for the $2 super chat. Says, it's the pass rush. That's it. That's all. Address it. And we've spoken about the pass rush. They have 3 sacks in the first half. You can't say it's been completely stagnant. Now, if you want to blame Hassan Reddick, I think that certainly is warranted. But there's been a lot more pressure today by Tampa Bay's defense than in previous games. I don't know if it's just the pass rush. And Bucks Basement, thank you for the $2 super chat, says, gave up 200-plus yards to an injured Mac Jones in one half. Gross. Bucks have a way of making average quarterbacks look great. And tonight, or this afternoon, might be another example of that, unfortunately.
KGH for life here says, this is why many Bucs fans, going back to that whole, offense coordinator doing good in Tampa, moving after 1 year to become a head coach. This is why many Bucs fans are not confident in Bowles. His defensive schemes leave a lot to be desired, making backups look like Hall of Famers. Like you just mentioned it there. Mac Jones, he's wearing a brace on his left knee. He was limited all week in practice. He's been efficient in the Shanahan offense, but throughout his first 3 starts, of course, today here, but 200 yards in the first half. You don't want to see that, of course. Okay, we have Frank G. Bring back Byron.
No.
Left with suffocating off. And that's an absolute no.
Shout out to Shaggy, who's now been a Pewter Report YouTube channel member for 14 months. Thank you so much for all of your support. Says, if Grizz does leave to be a head coach somewhere, Bowles gets the rep of Kingmaker. Yeah, I mean, he absolutely has to at that point. Cody P says, no Byron. Scotty Wells pointing to the no Byron comment.
Yeah, Byron was a guy. I know fans got upset with Liam Cohen moving on, but Byron was a guy who he had the opportunity to become the Jacksonville Jaguars head coach.
Yeah.
Because reports, it seemed like he turned it down. But then you see he's out of the NFL, now.
Yeah,
I believe he was with Colorado.
I don't think he's coaching anywhere, which is crazy.
Is he with Colorado with Sanders? Last time I saw something, I believe.
Oh, okay.
But
That's good.
Yeah, it's if a guy like Liam Cohen was to turn down that opportunity, who knows if he would get another chance to become a head coach. I know a lot of people were upset when Liam Cohen decided to move on. You did have the whole ghosting the Tampa Bay Buccaneers situation, but I mean, you can't hate on these guys for wanting to advance their career, as you stated earlier, advancing their career. But Q's44, I love Cohen's run scheme. He brought this run game to life. The run game before last year was really struggling. They could never really get it going on the ground. And obviously, a lot of that was through the help of Bucky Irving, a healthy Bucky Irving. But, Liam Cohen, he revived that Tampa Bay Buccaneers run game.
All right, San Fran has the ball. And there's a false start on the 49ers. Taylor Gaines says, Bowles called the pick blitz for Levante David. Y'all have issues.
Yeah, Shag, I understand that. He says it's not that Liam moved on, it's how he moved on. Yeah, I talked about the ghosting situation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I get it, but at this point, I think Bucs fans got to get over it. They got a good team, or they got a good offense. As Mac Jones completes a pass to Christian McCaffrey on 1st and 15.
Good open field tackle by Levante David. Professor X, this is a real throwback, not too far, but bring back Dirk Cutter. Remember those Dirk Cutter days?
Yeah.
Winston's early years.
Good play caller. Didn't work out as a coach.
Yeah, Diesel says, I'm talking about Byron Leftwich. He's been in Colorado for about 2 years now. So, yeah.
49ers go play action. Bourne makes the catch, and Vildor can't take him down. That's a first down for San Fran.
Vildor was about to hop on his back.
Yeah.
Get him down.
Just a little post route, and
Yep, I forgot who made the comment earlier, but these post routes, I've been killing Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's been the majority of these chunk plays up the middle. Brian S., anybody seen man coverage yet?
Levante David. Nice tackle right at the line of scrimmage. '49ers can take the lead on this drive.
Boy, yeah, let's go Kendrick Bourne. I think the lone, unless anybody else is in here, lone 49ers fan in the chat, but good to see you here.
Yeah.
Your engagement, buddy. We appreciate you.
Tungus finally gets on the board. Haven't seen him at all in today's game. Q's44 with a great comment says we play more zone than Q's basketball. Yeah, of course, Jim Boeheim, the orchestrator of the zone defense. Yeah, I thought I got pushed in the back there, but I guess I didn't want to call it.
Again, to play man, you need to have man corners, of course, not making any excuses for Todd Bowles here, but I'd feel comfortable if they're playing man with Parrish, McCollum, and Benjamin Morrison out there, not with Dean and Kendall Vildor.
Mac Jones just QB sneaked it for a first down on 3rd and 2. Yeah, I agree with AJ. How do you allow a 3-yard QB sneak? That's a first down for San Francisco. About to be a 5-minute drive. They go play action. Jones looking. He's going to scramble. He's got room. Showing some wheels. Now he's limping. Or something. Looks like he's got a huge brace on his knee as well. I know he had knee issues going into the game, but That's gigantic. Second and 5. It's a pitch to Christian McCaffrey. He's got some room. Follows his blockers. That's a first down. Bucs are just getting absolutely gouged.
This defense looks deflated, lifeless. They got to wake up. Like you stated, the 49ers can gain the lead with this drive here. They got to wake up.
R.L. Morris says Todd's defense stinks. Jones over the middle. Caught by Tungus. Bucks Mason, thank you for the $2 super chat. Says, holy crap, they got a trade for an edge rush. It's getting to that point. Son Reddick's not cutting it. Yaya has a sack. He's looked better today. Second and 1. Probably a QB sneak for Mac Jones. Nope, they're going to run it with McCaffrey.
Matt, to get one of these top premier edge rushers, a Max Crosby per se, you gotta give up some, you gotta give up a pretty penny. What are you willing to give up? If the Buccaneers were to make one of these moves, I doubt they would do it because Jason Light, again, loves his draft picks. What do you think they would be willing to give up to get one of these guys?
I'd trade a second round pick for Crosby.
Okay, I think that's fair.
Yeah. Maybe a second, and then I try to get away with a 5th round pick the following year, but it would probably have to settle for a 4th.
Yeah. Okay. I'd be comfortable with that.
Yeah.
I think Mike Greenberg can figure out the cap situation, all that.
Yeah, for sure. Because you got to think then, Reddick is going to be coming off of the books after this season, so that's $14 million that you can clean up.
So far, it's about to get re-signed, but yeah,
this is about to be like a 7-minute drive for San Fran. Jones dumps it off to McCaffrey. Oh, there's a player down as well for Tampa Bay. Can't tell who it is. Looks like Dean or Parrish.
I think that's Parrish.
Yeah, that's Jacob Parrish down. The Bucs can ill afford injuries to the secondary.
He's holding, I believe it's chest area. Don't want to speculate, but I want to see the replay.
Oh, man.
You got McCollum out, of course. Get Morrison out. I mean, if Parrish, yes, man, Robinson just he's trying to get the block here, but Robinson with a big shoulder to the chest of the rookie, Jacob Parrish.
Guys 85 says, Bucks made of glass, shaking my head. Rolf Steinbauer says, very bad. Guys 85 says, LOL, game over. And Matt, not me, but this Matt says, dirty AF.
Yeah. Stan Glassman says illegal block, blindside.
There was a flag thrown, so it could have been for that.
Okay. Another injury, as he stated, to the cornerback position. It's just, are we going to see Josh Hayes out there at corner? I don't want to see Josh Hayes at corner.
Well, they didn't call up anyone either.
Yeah.
So
no Bryce Hall.
Yeah, as Tim Ford says, wow, and no Bryce Hall.
Yeah, it's been surprising to me lately. King Cook says, welcome to the league, Rook. Head on a swivel at all times. Man, what a hit he took. Hopefully, he just needs a little breather.
Yeah. Bucs Basement, thank you for this $2 super chat. Says, we're not a Super Bowl team with this trash defense. Sorry. I agree. I think, I said all along, NFC Championship, probably more where they can get to.
I mean, if you can't get pressure on the quarterback, any quarterback, even a Mac Jones of the world, are going to be able to cook you up and tear you apart at times. Like I told you at the beginning of the broadcast, if we took out Hassan Reddick and we took out Yaya Diaby, besides Yaya Diaby's one sack, I mean, would you know the difference if Chris Braswell and Anthony Nelson would be out there? It's been invisible for the pass rush. And again, no Kalijah Kancey out with that toe injury on the defensive line. He's a guy who had high dreams, high hopes this year to be the sack leader, not just for this team, but for the entire NFL. Now, Elijah Roberts, he's stepped up so far at times. Bucs guy says getting out coached. Yeah, feels like that. Stan Glassman says looks good. I think Stan might be a little bit ahead, and he's seeing what's going on. Yeah, okay, there we go.
Yeah.
That's good to see.
Thankfully, yeah. So 1st and 20, they did call the penalty there. Good coverage by Savasi Dennis on Tungus.
I'm going to call him with the sling. He had the operation on his thumb.
He did.
Hopefully he's back for next week's game against the Lions. They're going up against Jameson Williams and Amon-Ra St. Brown.
Yeah.
The best wide receivers. Ooh.
Williams hasn't been the deep threat this season. Well, teams are trying to take it away, so that's why St. Brown is going insane with all of his stats. Jones dropping back on 2nd and 20, fires over the middle, caught by Bourne. Bildor on the coverage. Sets up a 3rd and 7.
Bend but don't break. Let's see. Big 3rd down here.
Oh, man. This whole drive.
Look at that. Look at the offensive line for the San Francisco 49ers. So, Tony, PFF has them ranked as the 6th best offensive line. There's zero pressure on Mac Jones there. You won't be able to beat the elite quarterbacks of the world if you can't get pressure.
Jones fires. It's incomplete. All right. Tampa Bay gets a stop. Hassan Reddick came very close. Parrish does a great job in his return, getting a hand on the football that leads to the incompletion. Shout out Jacob Parrish.
Yeah, the rookie making plays.
Remember, Pinheiro did hurt his foot. Doesn't impact him there, though. It's 20-19. Bucs still hold on to that lead. They can make it an 8-point game with a touchdown and an extra point on this drive.
King Cook, I'll give up 3. Yeah, that's that bend but don't break defense, Luckily, able to hold them down 3. And as he said, if the Buccaneers go down the field and score, it's an 8-point game now. Tim Ford, half a quarter gone. Yeah, it was a long drive there. Enforce Unlimited says Emeka Buka injured and questionable to return. Let me see if there's any update.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not seeing that anywhere. That's why I haven't commented on it yet. Yeah, it's just one person saying it.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to put you in the timeout. David Weber says, does Reddick have any moves? He speed rushes and just gets pushed to the side. Oh, with his own momentum. Khalif Young says, we need TDs. That they do.
Yeah. Brett O'Neill says, we're probably losing this game, man. We have to get healthy. There's a long way to go, buddy, before we get to the end. Let's hope that they can pull this one out, right? Oh, okay. Stan Glassman just confirmed that Emeka Buka is injured.
Jeez.
Stan Glassman is normally very accurate with this.
Andrew Johnson, thanks for the $1.99 super chat, says a second and a fourth for Max Crosby. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, I take that all day. If I'm Jason Leif, if the Raiders are willing to, and he has that connection with John Spytek, I mean, if they're willing to make that trade, I pull the trigger on that one. Raging Brisket says Crosby can't fix a bad defense. So the thing with this defense has been the pass rush. I mean, the DBs, once they're back healthy, you got Morrison, you got Dean, you got Parrish, you got McCollum out there. I like the DBs. Honestly, Tyke Smith, who's been having a good year, and Antoine Winford Jr. It's just they haven't been able to get to the quarterback consistently. You bring a guy like Max Crosby, he's not going to blow it right out of the gates right away because he has to learn this defense. But by the time the Buccaneers get later in the season, especially in the playoffs, he would have been caught up by now, and he'd get, if he could stay healthy, significant pressure on the quarterback. If it's a second and fourth, I make that trade, and I'm trusting Mike Greenberg to figure out the cap.
Yeah, Greg Allman just tweeted out that Emeka Buka is doubtful to return with a hamstring.
Yikes. Hamstring, okay.
That sucks.
That was your wide receiver one.
Yeah. Sonny, thank you for the $5 super chat. Says, have you seen the most recent picture of Desmond Watson? He looks like he lost a ton of weight. He has. Yeah, he's been at practice. He slimmed down, so very happy for him. Bucs run it with Rachaad White on first down. He finds a hole and picks up 6 or 7 yards.
See, the Buccaneers now go 12 personnel. They bring Payne Durham in there. I want to see how Josh Grizzard calls out the rest of this game. And that could become the sideline. He's doubtful. Of course, he's putting the helmet back on. I don't think he's going to come back in. But what does this play calling look like if you don't have any of your top wide receivers and a Sterling Shepard or a Tez Johnson,
right,
wide receiver one?
I think you're seeing it now. It's just going to be a lot of running plays. I think Kate Otten definitely gets more involved. Maybe they try to use the speed of Johnson and Johnson.
Yeah.
But, yeah, not easy for this Bucs offense. Looks like Baker's not getting the call into his headset.
Tim Ford says, top 4 receivers out. This is laughable. Yeah, you don't want to be in this situation if you're the Buccaneers, of course. And, man, Emeka Buka just looks like he wants to get back out there on the field.
Nicola Legistina says, fire the team nutritionist, not hydrating enough. Island Steve says, we are cooked. I mean, not necessarily. Ugh. Oh, wow. Rachaad White fighting his way to the first down.
Yeah, making something out of nothing. The 49ers touched him far behind the line. He was able to get the first down. You see Devin Copeland there also as well now. More tight end usage.
Yeah.
And Miller also, a converted tight end.
Bucs are going to have to really patchwork this thing together.
I mean, if there's any team that can pull this off, I think it's the Buccaneers.
All right, so they got Payne Durham. Payne Durham fell. And throws outside to Tez Johnson. They had Payne Durham lined up as a fullback on that play with Sean Tucker in the backfield.
A little bit too much juice on the ball, a little bit too far outside as well for Tez Johnson.
Yeah. Second and 10 for Tampa Bay. Rachaad White's back in. They run a draw play with White, who makes one guy miss, makes something out of nothing. Looks like it's going to be a hold. Oh, that's a penalty. You can't jump up on the pile. Looks like they're going to call a hold on Tampa Bay, though. Tristan Wirfs is not happy.
He saw the referee look at the screen. He did not hold.
And also, that guy jumped on the pile. Like, that's a penalty. I know that for a fact.
There was no hold by Tristan Wirfs there. He didn't hold. He held his hands like this. Like, he made sure he didn't hold. I don't know what the referee saw there, but.
Baker dumps it off to Cade Otton. Third and 14. As JV Easy says, just go deep. Hope for PI. Well, if the Bucs find a way to win this game, will certainly help Baker Mayfield's MVP conversation. Oh, he's up. This will help his MVP conversation too. Baker's going to run. He makes a guy miss. He's so close. He gets it. Holy smokes. What a run by Baker Mayfield. Are you kidding me?
Whoa. I'm just seeing play now.
Wow. Holy smokes.
Wow. He was almost brought down with Bryce Huff and another defender for a sack there. Got out of that somehow. Houdini'd his way out of that and makes the first down. Wow.
Yeah, he got the first down. There's no doubt about it. He stretched the ball, making guys miss. Holy smokes.
Man.
Now they're going to pitch it with Sean Tucker. Oh, you got to cut that back inside, dude. Goes nowhere. Man, what a play.
Even Kyle Shanahan has Baker Mayfield as one of his top two guys for MVP right now, him and Matthew Stafford. Man.
Baker just seems to make crazy plays against the 49ers.
Yeah, last year was stiff arm.
Yeah, the stiff arm.
Nick Bosa as he hits Rachaad White on the 4th and 1, I believe.
Man, that was awesome.
What a play. Man, it's cool watching Baker Mayfield play every single week. A lot of teams, there's teams that struggle.
Baker's going deep down the field. He's got Johnson. He makes the catch. What a throw. What a catch. Tez Johnson with the backflip. And the Bucs extend their lead. Oh, my God. How can you not love it?
The chat is going completely insane right now. No Mike Evans, no Chris Godwin Jr., no Emeka Ibuka, no Jalen McMillan, of course. That's okay. You got Tez Johnson deep for that reception. What a touchdown, man. Wow.
And that's Tez Johnson's first career touchdown, if I'm not mistaken.
Congratulations to the rookie. He held on. Everything was good there. Wow. What a play, man.
God.
Ooh. McLaughlin barely gets it in, but he gets it in. Buccaneers take an eight-point lead here.
That was awesome. So freaking awesome. Oh, my God.
Baker Mayfield's elbow looks like it's all bloody as well. I mean,
he's a wild man. He's a freak. Give him the MVP.
We can just give it to him right now.
Like, what?
The Buccaneers have never had a player win the MVP.
Yeah.
I'm sure Baker Mayfield wants to win, Super Bowl. He doesn't really care about an MVP award, man. But He's off to an incredible start this year, man. He's right now. I don't think you can make much of an argument. He's the best quarterback in the league. He's been off at times, but when he needs to make a play, there's no quarterback as clutch as he is right now.
There's not. And like there are several factors that go into winning MVP. It's not just like most stats and best stats, stuff like that. You got to have highlight moments. And Baker just added another highlight moment. And whether fair or foul with how you determine it, when you have big splashy plays that you can put a nice highlight reel together, that helps you win MVP. So yeah, Baker's got to be the leader. Tom says MVP. Frank G says, wow. Geist 85, amazing catch. Tom with an MVP. Clint Fondo, what a catch. Flama Blanca says, has anyone ever received the MVP trophy in October? No, but he's starting it. Diesel Rocher, oh my God, wow. Sean Aguilar, go Tez. Rolf Steinbauer, circus catch. Christopher Oxentine, the refs in their BS holding call can suck it. Frank G, wow. Tammy Lay, Tez follows that up with a woohoo.
James Winter, he just won the MVP on that drive. Man.
Holy Island Steve says, holy catch, my lord. Eddie LeBron says, holy S, love this team. Gulliver Brown says, wow. Brian Molinaro says, tell Tez enough of the damn gymnastics. We are down too many wide receivers. You're not wrong on that one. Flama Blanca says, Tez Selly, 10 of 10. Chris Genovese says, what an effing catch and throw. Holy wow. Tim Burton says, I really want to see what this offense looks like healthy, man. Give it some time. Man, that was awesome.
And man, that was awesome. J-Mac, J-Mac's one of the top 4 receivers on his team. He's still in a neck brace after that second week of the preseason, that hospital ball by Teddy Bridgewater. But man, yeah, it's going to be cool when they have all their weapons healthy, if we ever get to that point. Because injuries, they can always happen any moment. But if Baker Mayfield in playoffs can have all 4 of his top wide receivers, and Bucky Irving and Luke obviously back at right tackle, man. If I'm any other team in the NFC, I don't want to face the Buccaneers, man, in the playoffs. I don't want to go against Mayfield and those guys, man.
Holy smokes, that was such an awesome play. Game's not over, though. We're still in the third quarter. Bucs trying to bring the pressure. Tungus makes the catch. I think now's about that time for it's Hon Whitfield Jr. sack. Yeah, interesting day for the defense. Started out with a bang with that interception. They have 3 sacks, but kind of like last week, too. They started out well and then have slowly done worse as the game has gone on. Caffrey with a run. Sets up a 3rd down. Can the Bucs get a 3 and out?
Tyke Smith making that tackle. When they pulled Savasi Dennis, probably a bit limited here for Deion Jones playing inside.
Yep. Fonte David's all the way out on Kyle Juszczyk. Oh, man. Nice catch by Jennings. Dean at tight coverage.
Yeah, Dean did a great job there. It's just Jennings making a great play.
So 1st and 10 with a minute to go in the third quarter. In another cardiac game for the Bucs.
The most entertaining team in the National Football.
Yeah, there's no argument there. It's the Bucs are the funnest team to watch. Stressful, chaotic, but fun. Winfield, they blitzed him. Ball is caught by Tungus. It's going to be a first down, San Fran.
Tampa Supreme says, will Mike Evans reach 1K yards this year? It seems like every year, he goes out with that hamstring injury. He had one last year, of course, as well. Let's see if the Buccaneers, they didn't put him on IR. Let's see if he's able to come back this week, in weeks, what would that be, 7, right? 7 against the Detroit Lions on Monday Night Football. But he's the guy who wanted, he talked about it before, he wanted to get that 1K a lot earlier than he did last year. He got it on the final play of the regular season against the New Orleans Saints. I think it's going to come down to one of those last, few plays or a few games for Mike Evans, but I think he gets it.
Yeah, I saw him in the locker room the other day, and he was in pretty good spirits. So it looks like he's getting closer to a return.
Good.
The good news is that there is a lot more time for him to make up the lost ground. I think at this point, if he comes back for the Detroit game, I still think he would, not that he only has to average this, but I believe the average yards per game he would need to get is like 80 something. So just think, if he has one big game, which he still very much has in him, where he can get like 150 yards in a game, then you can at least try to knock that weekly average down to like 60 yards or something like that, which obviously would help. All right, folks. There's a penalty on the 49ers, but we're also going into the fourth quarter. So put your fours up, folks. Another exhilarating game for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Hopefully they can hold on and win this game. Carl Gajardo says, now we definitely need to get a defensive end. As Bucs guy puts up the 4. By the way, looking around at the rest of the league, the Packers have a 17-10 lead over the Bengals. And the Raiders have a pretty big 20-3 lead over the Titans with 3 minutes to go.
Yeah, heading into this week, the Buccaneers would have been the 3rd seed in the NFC. And the Seahawks, who they faced last week, would have been the 6th seed. So that would be the first matchup that they see. Now the standings always move, but I like the Seattle Seahawks. I would take, of course, the Buccaneers over them. But I don't think the Seahawks are a team you can really root against. They're just good guys. It feels like Sam Darnold with that redemption arc. He's doing really good for himself.
Yeah, Jackson Smith and Jigba has been lining it up. Obviously, Bucs fans saw that last week, and yeah, Darnold's a good guy to root for. They have a tough defense. And there's a chance if the Bucs win and the Lions lose tonight against the Chiefs, that the Bucs would, I believe, have the number 1 seed in the NFC. Granted, there's a long way to go.
Mm-hmm.
Rolf Steinbauer Sports says, where'd the Niners fan go? He's still in the chat? Yeah, I haven't seen him in a little bit.
Julian says, Fear the Bay. How are we doing? How you doing, buddy? Hughes 44. I think you went back to Santa Clara.
Yeah. Stan Glasson says, remember the Mike Smith defense? That was awful. I remember the day they fired him. I was driving to the facility when the news just got announced. So I had to speed a little more.
Yeah, Lovie Smith was a real loyal guy.
Oh, I don't think he was down. I guess Bucs got bailed out there. Braswell on the tackle. Second and 14. Bucs need to get a stop.
Guy CD5 says, bend but don't break with the fingers crossed emoji here. Bucs guy, can somebody please make a play? I want a turnover also. Let's see. Can Antoine Winfield get a turnover? Who can get a turnover for this team? Let's see another one. We got one earlier.
Yeah.
The first drive for San Francisco, Kendall Vildor. And honestly, Jim Dean forced the fumble, but they were able to recover it. But let's get a turnover here. That'd be cool.
Bucs defense has either turned over the ball twice in a game or taken the ball away twice in a game, or they don't get a turnover at all. So
yeah, look at that. Good job. Daniel Gomez need a stop here, 3rd and 11. That'd be a huge play, man.
And you have the backup edge rushers in the game. Antoine Winfield Jr. also creeping up a little bit more at that line of scrimmage. And they're going to blitz Winfield. They blitz Levante as well. And he takes down Jones. And the ball is loose. And Levante recovers it. It's a strip sack for Levante David. And a turnover, as we were just talking about, forced by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Awesome play by Levante David.
He didn't just go for the sack. He made sure he put his hand inside, got that ball out. We were just talking about it. We wanted to see a turnover, and Levante David, he got it. Buccaneers get the ball at midfield. Wow. Already up 8 points.
Second week in a row, now granted this is earlier in the quarter, but second week in a row that Levante David makes a big play in the fourth quarter. Ashley says 54 is back. Shaggy says, let me tell you the legend of LVD, Levante David. Jan Rogers says, let's score and put him away. Guys 85 says 3 sack fumbles and finally a turnover fumble. Yeah, that's the 4th sack of the day for Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
Scott Wells says, there's the sack fumble I mentioned we needed. Sunshine and Lollipop's cat, who's at the game watching, so we appreciate you also listening to us as well, says, I know 49ers have a lot of yards, but our inside linebackers are playing hard. They never give up on plays. And yes, it's frustrating watching all of the several yards that they're allowing to the 49ers, but if they're creating turnovers, that ultimately will win you games. Bill Vincent says this is Levante David's best game. Could be.
Yeah.
Julian says, let's go.
Ooh.
Ashley says, good call by Bowles, finally. Hughes 44 says, now it's time to protect and pound the pumpkin. Yeah, you want to score on this drive to fully make it a 2-possession game. Buck Guy 89 says, ageless wonder. Desert Dog 2K says, I take back my David comment.
Yeah, he had a rough game last week, but
he did.
Yeah.
Daniel King says 54 is Derek Brooks 2.0. He's the closest thing to it. Guy 85 says, run the ball, get White 100 yards. Andrew says, I think I just dislocated my shoulder. Like from celebrating?
Yeah, Stan Glassman makes a good point here. You could tell how disappointed LVD was with his play even after last week's game. No, it's rough. I think you could possibly put 2 touchdowns given up by the Buccaneers last week on him. Remember the one where Hassan Reddick dropped back into coverage on the goal line. They were playing zone, and Hassan Reddick was passing off the assignment to Levante David. I don't think it was communicated well, though, and A.J. Barner was just wide open for a touchdown. And then the one he just couldn't get A.J. Barner down for. He's a big guy, 6'6", 251, but he just couldn't pull him down. Could have used the sideline as his friend. And let's see what's going on here with the
so they're saying that Mac Jones's knee was down before the fumble was forced by Levante David. So it is still going to be a sack for Levante, and it was on 3rd down. So the Bucs are going to get the ball, but unfortunately, they're not going to get it at midfield like what was thought of. Edward Bandy, thank you for this $5 super chat. Says, I'm still in shock at how Baker and the offense are playing with their top 4 wide receivers out. Baker MVP, Grizzard the truth. I think both are accurate.
That adds to the story, right? Your top 4 wide receivers out.
Yeah.
You can still pull off the win. And you see the national media, they found their love for Baker Mayfield again.
Yeah. Cameron Johnson's going to have a chance to return. Already has a touchdown. I mean, he hit his face mask there. Whoa. All right, makes a couple of guys miss. Wasn't able to break a big run. James Winters says, I honestly thought we were going to escape this game without a bad call.
I still don't think the holding penalty on Tristan Wirfs, there's nothing there, but it didn't end up mattering because Baker Mayfield was able to hit Tez Johnson, of course, for the touchdown afterwards. So some of these calls, they're a bit questionable.
Bucs have a chance to try to close out the game. They're going to run it with 20 tucks on first down.
Just runs into a brick wall there.
Yeah. Big drive in this game. Hope the Bucs stay aggressive. Baker dropping back. Throws. It is caught by Shepard, who breaks a tackle, and he's still going. Sterling Shepard to the 50. Then he goes down. What a play by the longtime friend and teammate of Baker Mayfield, Sterling Shepard. Well done.
Boomer to boomer connection gets down in midfield. And here he celebrates. He didn't celebrate last week after his big touchdown, but there you go. You get a celebration from the veteran, Sterling Shepard.
Yeah, it looked like the linebacker keyed in on Kate Otten a little bit too much, and that kind of opened the window for Shepard on the crosser route. Tucker still in the game. Payne Durham goes in motion. They'll run it with Tucker, who goes up the middle, gets about 6-7 yards. Ooh, it looks like Luke Haggard's down.
Oh, boy.
Because the Bucs can't go a freaking drive without injuries.
He just punched the floor. That's never a good sign, right?
Yeah.
Haggard goes down, most likely means Elijah Klein will, and there he already is coming into the huddle, will step in at right guard.
At least Klein does have playing experience having to start that.
Against the Jets, yeah.
Yeah, against the Jets.
He's holding that arm. It's an arm injury, left arm. Yeah, I think you need your arms to play offensive lineman.
Yeah, that you do. They're going to run it with Sean Tucker again. He cuts to the outside. That's a first down, Tampa Bay. Winding down the clock. Moving the chains.
Nice. And they pull Elijah Klein just coming in his first snap. They pull him, gets the block. Good first down.
Great block on Williams. Or does enough.
You know, whether
that's one way to that's one way to get Klein activated into the game.
Whether it's Klein or Haggard or Michael Jordan has been dealing with some knee soreness. I want to know who the long-term answer is at right guard. That's going to be a problem for the entire year, but maybe Elijah Klein can solidify his spot here, make it a little bit more of a competition.
Another run by Tucker.
Good, strong run, about a gain of 5.
King Cook says, keep running it, baby. All right, Bucs getting into that field goal range, trying to make it a 2-possession game. They run it with Rachaad White, who's going to lose a lot of yards on that play. Damn. Makes it 3rd and 11. Hey, shout out Tom Moore. Getting some screen time.
Is he ever going to retire? I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think so.
That man loves football. They're around some of the greatest of all time.
They're in 11. Baker throws. It is caught by Otten, short of the marker, but gets them into field goal range. So that's very important. So right now the Bucs are up 8. So with 9 minutes to go, you hope that McLaughlin hits this and you can force the 49ers to have to score twice. .49-yard attempt for Chase Money McLaughlin. Kick is up, and it is no good. McLaughlin misses wide right, and that opens the door for San Francisco to potentially tie up the game. Just missed it wide right.
No block, no real pressure on him. Just sails right. Could have made it a 2-possession game, but now Buccaneers are still up by 8. Bucs guy painful, yeah. What a rough play. My guy City 5 says he can't miss that, man. Not a playoff team. Q's 44.
Speechless. I don't know. That's to each their own. AJ says Chase Bank was only open 9 to 5 today.
It's past 5 at 6:50 right here. Closed for business.
Marty Aaron says I'm out of medication. Grr. Diesel Roche says that 5-yard loss sucks. Yeah, that knocked him back, and then they could have gotten more yards if it was only no gain versus a 5-yard loss. So Bucs guy says playing not to lose instead of playing to win. Todd Bowles 1-on-1. I mean, the second play was too conservative for sure, but I don't think they tried to not be aggressive. Listen, right now the Bucs are in a situation they can't lose on this next drive. The 49ers might tie it up.
Yeah.
But they can't lose the game on this next drive by San Fran. And let's be realistic. We've seen this story before with the Bucs. San Fran will probably score and tie it up. And then Baker and the offense will have the ball with probably a minute and a half to go. And Chase McLaughlin will get a chance to redeem himself. We've seen this story several times.
Yeah, you said it correctly. We've seen this story before. We know how it plays out. Let's see. Get McLaughlin off my team. That is the best. Than smoking. I mean, he's been accurate, after those first 2 weeks. But again, he misses a 49-yard attempt there. Chase is selling the game. Yeah, there was no pressure on him. It was a clean snap, clean hold. Just sailed right. Bucs guy, we can't ever just have an easy win.
No.
Yeah, this is what makes this team so exciting, right?
Diesel Roche says, all right, come on, defense, go make another play. That would be helpful. And there you go. There's a sack. CJ Brewer. And Hassan Reddick was in there somewhere too, but look at that, CJ Brewer. Marco says, at this point, I think I'll be bored if we took a game by a blowout. 5 sacks for the Bucs defense today. Jones to Tungus. Gets a lot of the yardage back on 2nd and 17. Baker Mayfield chatting with his running backs.
Tunges, he's a guy who had no career receptions. He's been in the league. This is 3rd year now until week number 1. But of course, Kittle has been out with his injury, and there's a possibility I've seen that he could return next week. He's been on IR. Was eligible to possibly come back this week. He just wasn't medically ready. Sashley says, too easy. You don't have to bring to Todd.
49ers call a timeout. That's very, very costly. Especially down 8.
Scotty J. Todd the softy.
Damn. JB Easy says, fake the blitz and overload the zone. Chris Thomas says, cardiac Bucs. Yep, that's what they've been. Jones looking deep down the field. Incomplete, looking for Jennings. It's a big stop for Tampa Bay. And they force a punt, so the defense does their job. Defense has been pretty solid in the second half. Like, San Fran had a long opening drive in the 3rd quarter, but no touchdowns allowed.
A little bit of off pass there, but good job as well by Jacob Parrish. And Tom Bowles called a DB blitz there with Winfield. He didn't get.
Oh, no. They hit into the punter. I wonder if that's going to get called. Oh, my goodness. Oh, I couldn't look.
Oh, I just seen that right now.
Vita Vea, what are you doing?
Yeah, it's a first down. He could have gotten. Yikes.
Team captain makes a boneheaded play. It runs right into him. Sure, he definitely acted a little bit, but. '49ers get new life. Oh, Vita.
First down by Kendrick Bourne. Man, what a play. He, as a veteran, you should know better, of course, and just collides with the punter. It's just the Buccaneers building suspense, right, Matt? They just want these games to be
Yeah, exactly. That's all they know how to do.
Awesome.
Nice pass break up there. Kendall Vildor. Man.
Ooh.
Some tight coverage by the Bucs. There you go.
Vildor there.
Great comment by Dashmo, who says, we're running out of feet to shoot.
Bucs being Bucs, right?
I mean, I don't know how else you could describe that. Oh, Niners run a screen play as the Bucs bring a blitz. I was like, oh, Winfield's got a chance.
Yeah, Winfield blitzing off the right side. First screen to the left. First down. Luckily, not first down, 3rd and 1, real close to the first down marker.
Jones. Bucs got the stop there. Finally, the Bucs were prepared for it.
Does Shanahan get aggressive? Try to go for it in fourth here.
I think so. With 5:54 to go. You wouldn't go for it here?
No, I hope they do. I hope Shanahan does, and I hope the Buccaneers are able to stop him.
Yeah.
I'd go for it, of course. Yeah, here.
You got to go for it here.
Vita Vea right there pushing, redeeming himself. But the Buccaneers, the defense would have been off the field right now if he didn't collide into Morstead. Great push by the entire defense.
Yeah, I mean, it's not even close. Measurement says short. All right. What do you call if you're Todd Bowles?
I think there's going to be a run play. Let's see if they do another QB sneak here or pass it off to the fullback. But
I think it's going to be they're just going to try to QB sneak it again. Oh! False start. Oh! Dominic Cuny is livid. That's a gigantic penalty. Now what does San Fran do? I still think you go for it.
I think he should go for him. It makes that a lot harder now.
It does, yeah.
Stan Glassman's saying I think he's ahead. He's saying they're going to punt. Yeah, that's right guard right there. False start.
All right, 4th and 5. Let's see if the Bucs can get a big-time stop. They blitz off the edge. Jones has time. He throws. It's picked. It's picked. Don't make a scene. It's just Dean.
Oh.
Jamel Dean returns back to the lineup and has a huge interception on 4th down for the Bucs. But there is a flag. What's the call? What's the call?
The San Francisco offense, they're getting off the field. I think it might be on San Francisco.
the camera pan to Jamel Dean. So it's after the play. And it's on the 49ers. All right. I got to play the interception video. Listen, everyone can get on the defense's case. The bottom line, and that's the bottom line because Stone Cold said so, they've only allowed 3 points in the second half. All right? Only 3 points. Edward Bandy says, what a turnover for the defense. Clint Fondo, Mean Dean, the interception machine. Rolf says, Dean. Brian S. says, Bowles is getting Dean drug tested tomorrow. Ashley says, why can't the defense start playing in the first half? Damn. Why can't you have more positive comments? The team just made a huge play on 4th down with an interception. And you want to complain about it? Come on.
I fully agree. More positivity, please. And maybe... I think, it was a great thing by the Buccaneers asking Jamel Dean to take a pay cut because that's lit a fire underneath him.
Right?
He's been on a tear this year so far. Really good stuff from him.
Douglas John Duke says, defense!
Yeah.
Sherry Lenore says, I think Dean may have finally figured it out. Dustin Smith says, War Eagle. Jamel Dean, yep, played at Auburn. Desert Dog 2K says, let's play this smart and get to 5-1. Let's freaking go. Bucks Basement, thanks for the $2 super chat, says, A team will reward Dean, but please don't be us. Yeah, we'll see how the season plays out. If he can finally start recording more interceptions, which he has, maybe he does come back to Tampa Bay. I don't know. Dean's wired differently than other players and other corners. So
we talked about it when it happened. He was talking about how, when he was approached about it, he didn't want to go to a new city, go learn new defense, all that, go,
yeah.
be in a brand new locker room like it was in his rookie year. He's a guy I wouldn't sign long term. Maybe like if he wants to come back, a 1-year deal, make him play on 1-year deals for the rest of his career in Tampa. But there's going to be a team out there, I'm sure, it's going to give him a big price tag. Like, for example, the New England Patriots with Carlton Davis III, who was often injured for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I believe they're paying him somewhere around the range of $18 million a year. I mean, it's up to Dean, but if he wants to stay in the same defense, he's going to have to take less money, of course.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Dean's going to take 1-year deals.
Yeah.
All right. Trent Williams versus Tyke Smith. Quite the matchup.
Yeah, Ryan Howard says, I'll bring him back on a 1-year deal. I think he plays better when he's on a 1-year contract.
Motivation-wise, but like... Yeah.
But what do you accept?
Living-wise, I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, Bucs not out of it just yet. Still an 8-point game. Got to be smart. Baker throws over the middle. It is caught by Cameron Johnson. He gets to the 50, and you can let that clock continue to run.
And really here, just run down the clock. You want to score a touchdown, of course, but if you can run down this clock, you score at least a field goal. But we know Chase McLaughlin missed his field goal earlier, and then you make it a 2-possession game. But I don't want to rely on Chase McLaughlin right now. I want to be able to see Baker Mayfield score a touchdown, or Rachaad White or Rashawn Tucker, of course, rushing a touchdown in. But just run down this clock. There's no hurry on you. You guys are up.
Oh, no! Rachaad White fumbled the ball!
Oh, well, there we go, right?
But it looks like he got it back. Oh, God. Everything the Bucs do is stressful. Yeah, just didn't get the exchange correct. We got a $1.99 super chat from Aaron Watson. Thank you, Aaron. Says, watching from Minnesota. Great play by Dean. Let's go, Bucs.
Awesome.
Thank you for your support. Thanks for watching. So, yeah, it ends up just being a run for no gain. Bucs are going to throw it on second down. Baker looking. Throws over the middle. It's caught by Cameron Johnson again. That's a first down for Tampa Bay, and they are in field goal range. And let that clock continue to wind down.
And Mac Jones had to call a timeout earlier, so the 49ers are down 2 timeouts. This is perfect if you're a Buccaneers fan. Just the time's going down. Big first down there. I feel calm. I feel comfortable. I haven't felt like that in a long time.
Geist85 says, Johnson & Johnson, wow, we have depth. Both the Johnsons have been so important in this game for the Bucs. 2:50 to go. They run it with Rachaad White. Gets about 2 yards, 3 yards. That's fine. Got to force San Fran to call their timeouts. Bucs are in a good spot, too. Like, San Fran cannot take the lead the next time they have the ball. They can only tie it. Plus,
here we go. Wait, who called the timeout? Because I'm a little bit behind. Okay, 49ers. Okay.
Plus, the Bucs are going to be in a situation, too, where likely they're going to run it again on second down. San Fran will have to call a timeout. They'll be without timeouts, but they could also throw it on third down because you have the 2-minute warning coming up that's going to be a timeout anyway. So we'll see. You got to make San Fran burn it here. Okay, solid ground. Don't get into a fight now. Bucs 01. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Says another great game day cast, Matt and Dan. Watching up in Canada. Let's hope they finish this game strong, boys. Let's freaking go. Baker for MVP.
I agree.
Thank you very much for the kind words. And shout out to you watching in Canada.
And this, again, just adds to Baker Mayfield's story. If he's able to win with his top 4 wide receivers out and Johnson being your top 2 wide receivers, man, just adds to the story for him.
Buck Guy 89 says wide receiver depth has come in the clutch. Yes, it has. Bucs go shotgun. Rachaad White is in the backfield. They throw a screen to Cameron Johnson, who gets tackled right away. So that'll make it 4th down. They are in field goal range. McLaughlin did miss his last kick. It'll be 4th and 3. Bucs don't have to call another play until after the 2-minute warning. Bowles, Grizzard, and Mayfield having a conversation. Because if the Bucs get a first down here, they win the game. However, if you kick the field goal, you take the lead by 11 at that point.
I don't mind when we come back here for the 2-minute warning. You try to get the defensive line from San Francisco 49ers to jump off sides. That'll give you an automatic first down. I don't think they're going to bite, but I'd take the risk. And it's going to move Chase McLaughlin by 5 yards backwards, but he should be able to make that kick right. That's his only job.
Yeah,
it's pretty close. We'll see what happens. I wouldn't go for it here. I try to get them jump off sides. It's not going to work most likely, but you take the chance there, and then you make the kick. It makes it a 2-possession game. 49ers have no more timeouts. You can
Bryce 85 says Chase is too inconsistent, but he can make this. Scott Wells says up 8. Just go for it. It's 4th down coming up, so.
Yeah,
Daniel Gomez.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, you perfect. You got the comment I was going to read.
Daniel Gomez. Chase is good. I think Bucs should kick the field goal. What would you do, Daniel?
Well, as I said, I would try to get the 49ers defense line to jump off sides.
Right.
That'll give you an automatic first down. It's not going to work most likely, but you just take a shot there, see if they bite. If there is a penalty, then, that gave you first down. If it doesn't work, which it will most likely not work, all he did was push Chase McLaughlin back 5 yards. He's still pretty close. I don't know the exact I can't recall the exact yard marker where they're at exactly, but it should be a pretty easy kick for him. But he did miss the kick earlier, so it just makes it a little bit more of a question. But yeah,
I think you got to make it a 2-possession game.
Yeah, 49ers are out of all their timeouts. You have the advantage here. My guy Louie here in the chat. He says, if you're the Buccaneers, you just gotta kick the field goal. Yep.
Yeah, I say kick it.
JB Easy says he missed earlier because of the grass. JB Easy, really have to explain that a little bit better, because I know turf is. I wouldn't want to play on turf. I want to play on grass instead. But
right.
Can you explain that grass situation a little bit better?
He's A13 says need this field goal to cover Bucs -3 and the over. Yeah. All right, they're gonna go for it with Baker and the offense.
Now,
at least for now, they might be trying to have them jump off sides. Yeah,
I don't think they're gonna pull the trigger, but let's see.
Robert Saleh is complaining about something. Yeah.
No. Yeah.
I'm out.
Exactly.
It's a good idea. It's a smart idea.
It wasn't going to work, of course, but you take the shot. You hope that they bite. They knew what was coming. Robert Saleh is a smart head coach. Defense coordinator now. he knows what Baker Mayfield's going to try to do.
Right. Scotty J says, grass? Was he smoking it?
Yeah, and St. Glassman points out here, they took the timeout instead of getting the penalty, of course.
Right.
So
yeah.
It doesn't even have to move you back 5 yards.
All right, Chase McLaughlin. Another attempt for him. This one a 45 yards, so a little bit closer to make it an 11-point game and a 2-score game with 2 minutes to go. Kick is up. It's right down the middle. Chase McLaughlin nails it, and the Bucs lead 30-19 with 1:55 to go.
They executed exactly how I thought they would with the trying to get the defense line to bite and then the kick. Perfect stuff there. Make it a 2-possession game.
Now, obviously, you don't want to allow any score, but you don't want to allow a quick score.
And also, you don't want to play too soft here as well. You don't want to let them make those chunk plays down the field. You got to still play aggressive.
Kyle Dugan says, give me the over and the win. Daniel Gomez says, we need to keep them in bounds. Sunshine and Lollipop's Cat says, thank God he made that. Geist 85 should be 34 points. Let's relax, okay?
Come on, be positive. They're going to win this game most likely. Now I don't want to jinx them.
Yeah. Two Woods Cinco Ocho says, we're the number 1 seed with a win, right? They would be so the Lions play the Sunday night game. I don't know how the tiebreaker would work with Detroit, but if Detroit loses, the Bucs will be in first place. If the Lions win, the Bucs and Lions will be tied, but then they play each other next week. So really next week is kind of more important for what's going on. Aaron Watson, thank you for the $1.99 super chat, says Chase has ice in his veins. Somewhat. I mean, he just missed earlier in the quarter, but when it really came down to it, he did hit it. So, 1:50 to go. Bucs trying to close this one out. They lead 30-19. No timeouts for San Fran. As the Bucs record another sack, Hassan Reddick was in the mix. Yaya celebrating as well. Makes it 2nd and 19. Clock's ticking. Mac Jones calling plays. Bucs bring the pass rush again. Jones just fires it out of bounds. 2 more plays to go.
$116, 3rd and 19 for the San Francisco 49ers. No timeouts like we talked about before. The sideline's going to be their best friend, but you got to get a first down first before anything. Reddick got it. So there's like three guys. I don't know who they're going to exactly credit that to. He didn't fully get the
sack. They might. Yeah, I don't think you could split a sack 3 ways.
They get .33 of a sack. But yeah, Bucs fan points out 6 sacks today.
Yeah, 6
Pretty
sacks.
Good.
Only 3 points allowed in the second half. A major difference from a week ago. And when the offense is scoring 30 points per game, this is the recipe for the Bucs. Mm-hmm. Only allow around 20 points per game defensively, and then let the offense do their thing. I don't know what the ref just announced, but did they call intentional grounding? Now it's 3rd and 27. Yeah, that might be the case. Jones over the middle to McCaffrey. That'll help my fantasy team. A nice spin move. Wow, he got a lot of yards on that play. Again, 2-point game, but 2-possession game. Bucs get a stop here. The game's over as Juwan Jennings crashes into Vita Vea. 4th and 6, 42 seconds to go. Jones firing. He goes out of bounds. That's it. He didn't get the first down. That'll do it. MBS may not have known that it was 4th down. He goes out of bounds That's a turnover. Bucs get the ball. Baker will kneel it.
That's game.
That's going to do it for this game. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to be 5-1 with another win at home, atop of the conference. What a huge win for Tampa Bay. Victory formation, the best formation in football.
Victory formation.
And this sets up for an all-time game next week against the Lions on Monday Night Football. Baker takes a knee, and that's it. The Bucs are going to win this game 30-19 and move to 5-1 on the season.
Wow.
A gutsy performance by this team based on the injuries that happened in the game. Just a reminder again to everybody, we will have a Pewter post-game show coming up in a little bit, probably around 8 o'clock, 8:15, to recap everything that we saw in this game. Before we go, though, Daniel, final thoughts on this win for Tampa Bay.
This adds, like I said, to the Baker Mayfield MVP case. You're down your top 4 wide receivers, and that's for most quarterbacks. They lose the game, and you're like, oh, but they were down the top wide receivers, right? It didn't matter for Baker Mayfield. He was able to find Johnson & Johnson, a family company, Cam Johnson, Tez Johnson out there, right? And he still gets to win. He is undoubtedly, after this week, he is the front runner for MVP. What a great game by Baker Mayfield, man.
Buckeye89, thank you for the $2 super chat, says, I love Victory Mondays. That's right. We'll have a Victory Monday tomorrow at 4 o'clock. And Aaron Watson, thank you for this $1.99 super chat, says, our first time in victory formation. That is true this season with the now 5 wins that the Bucs have. We have one more video to play before we get out of here. That's right. The Bucs are 5-1 on the season. What a great game for this team. Just to remind everybody one more time, if you're not already doing so, please follow us on all of our social media on X, Facebook, and Instagram. We're at Pewter Report, and our YouTube channel is Pewter Report TV. Please like and subscribe. Leave a comment on this video how you're feeling after the Bucs just won this game. That's going to do it for us this afternoon/evening. For Daniel Morales, I'm Matt Matera saying thanks, everyone, for watching. And we'll see you next week for another edition of the Pewter Game Day Show. Out.